You and Bart are going to be rolling around in the home.
Okay.
No, let's not get carried away.
Well,
that's a great topic.
You're putting too
That is
many
a
years on me here.
Well, hold on, though. That's a great topic. You in a assisted living home, and you holding court, and you being pissed off at people. That's a great topic.
Bart's
What does
gonna have an
Bart
illegal
look like
pudding
at
racket,
86? What does an 86-year-old Bart look like in an assisted living home where he's in there holding court and telling people that he's going to run the place? He's going to run the place, and then he's going to maybe get thrown out. Do people get thrown out of assisted living?
They do.
places?
They do. There are many, and I'm one of them. You've been through this with your parents, and I went through it with both my parents. You see some of the most incredible things, some of the funniest things you've ever seen in your life. I mean, and all you can do is laugh when you get in that situation. And I suspect Bart will provide a few of those moments when the time comes, and I hope I do too.
I can see it. Can you see it, Bart?
No,
You
not,
can't.
not right now.
Come on. That's way too far out for Bart. Bart did not think about that, right?
Well, yeah. I'm just talking about you and dealing
No,
with people. And get out of my room.
Well, I mean, look, nobody wants to be invaded.
There will always
Well,
be
the good
another
part is you
Dutch
can
house.
say those things at that age and
People brush it
completely
off.
get away with it. I mean, completely get away with it.
Can you imagine Bart having a podcast in '86 and completely saying
The
whatever
whole
he
world's
wants?
going to hell in a handbasket.
Whatever he wants to say. Totally, kind of like the show, but you just another level.
Yeah.
Just on another level. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Have you ever said, like, good job to the pilot as you walk out after?
Yeah, I just say thanks.
I typically say
Yeah,
thank you.
I mean, I knew you did. This wasn't a question about that.
Bart will hold up the line.
Yeah.
Can I talk to the captain?
And
Bart Pullman, executive producer.
I want to shake your hand.
He's identifying his name. It's
like,
Name and affiliation.
Meanwhile, everybody's just trying to get to their next flight.
I got a connection, man.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
At my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo
There
Show?"
we
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Is everything working? Everything working this morning?
It seems
Test,
like
test,
it.
test.
All right, good deal. All
Hello,
the microphones
hello,
are working.
hello,
I see the
hello.
phone
Check
lines
one,
are
two,
working.
check 1, 2.
We've had a heck of a week for stuff like this. I mean, we've basically had some kind of issue every day.
That's right.
I think it was like 6:30 or so yesterday before we finally figured out to turn the power on, and we couldn't get on the air. Today, not only are we on the air flawlessly, I must say, AI generated notes, first time ever on the Chuck and Bo Show. We have AI generated notes and also the normal notes that Bart compiles and puts together for the show every day. And then you throw in the fact that we included Claude in the program this week, and the reaction to Claude has been overwhelming. So it's really it's been a heck of a week here on the Chuck and
it
Bo
really
Show,
has.
and we're glad to have reached Friday.
It really has, and I recognize looking through these AI generated notes why we don't use these on the show every day.
See, this is the thing about AI stuff. There's just enough wrong with it
Yeah,
to like screw everything up.
that's right. Calipari's Arkansas basketball rebuild continues. I did not know that there was a rebuild going on. Georgia center Samto Cyril led the SEC in blocks at 2.2 per game, remains the Hogs' top portal target. But Miami has entered the picture with a reported $4 million NIL offer.
They're a little late.
So
They're a little late on that.
Mm,
Yeah. That's AI generated.
That's AI generated.
That is artificial intelligence right
Yeah,
there. That's
it is.
that's not actual intelligence.
Yeah, this is really something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it's got a nice look to it.
Arkansas
Very,
baseball,
very clever.
3 wins away from hosting a regional. Is this the weekend
3
it happens?
wins?
I didn't. I was
Wow.
unaware. I was unaware that Arkansas
Wow.
was 3 wins away from hosting a regional.
Huh. Yeah, it's a little off. It is a little off.
A lot of Santo Surreal references in the AI generated notes today.
It is amazing. I mean, it is when you stop and think about it. We poke holes in it, but I mean, it is amazing what is out there in terms of artificial intelligence. But yet, every time I read it, I don't worry as much about the future of mankind.
That's
because
right.
I don't think we're going to be replaced
No.
by something that still says it's down to us in Miami for Santo Surreal.
Now, I mean, there is some good stuff in here. There's useful stuff, and I think this will be a useful execution in terms of stuff to add to the notes every morning. But I don't think we're going to go full AI generated show notes
I don't either.
anytime in the
I
near
don't
future.
either. I don't either. Well, Bo's away, as you probably have gathered. Bo got married, and he and Kara are headed off somewhere on their honeymoon. They've got an early flight today. And now that Bo's married, man, I've just got this vision of him just like a pack mule with bags and carry-ons and luggage. Kara's walking down the aisle there, with just nothing.
Yeah.
Bo's got everything strapped over his shoulders and all that stuff. So
Bumping into people on the
bumping.
plane.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Sorry,
Oh,
pardon.
no,
Yeah.
believe me, they don't have to walk very far into the back of the plane. Their seats are up toward the front. I can guarantee you that. I know Bo well enough, and you do
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
I do hope they have a great time, and so it's just going to be us for a little while, and we'll see how it goes. Well, I told him it's still going to be here when you get back. I'm not entirely sure that's true, but you want to send them off on a good note. You
We're
don't
gonna
want
do
them to
our-
worry.
We're going to do our best.
It's National Have a Coke Day.
I will be doing that.
Yeah.
Likewise.
If diet and/or zero
Yeah.
qualifies, then I will.
Sure.
Have a Coke's been modified a little bit. I mean, when it used to be have an actual Coca-Cola.
Classic.
Now it's like a Coke Zero or a Diet Coke or whatever. I like Diet Coke. Edward likes Coke Zero.
Apparently, there's
I'll
a
take
Diet
any.
Coke
I'll take any of
shortage coming. I don't know if you saw that.
I
in
didn't
the-
know
in the
that.
news.
What's the
Yeah,
deal?
aluminum. Aluminum is apparently there's an aluminum shortage.
What's like Diet Coke the only thing in aluminum cans?
Something about the specific aluminum provide. Look, I didn't dig that deep into it.
A
I'm not
Diet Coke
guy,
snob,
so-
and I know a couple of Diet Coke snobs, do know all about like where they're canned and the materials.
They'll
and
know. Ask them.
I have, and I'm not
They'll
going to
be
name this
concerned.
guy. I still give him a hard time about this years later. These Diet Coke aficionados will send a Diet Coke back if it's like canned in the wrong place. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Had nothing to do with politics. Had to do with flavor. I swear, I'm not making this up. These
That's
Diet
really
and look,
something.
I like Diet Coke. I mean, it's my go-to beverage, but I don't know it that well. But it is National Have a Coke Day, and it's also National Coconut Cream Pie Day.
I'll pass.
Really,
Yes.
that's my favorite. What's your favorite piece of pie?
Wow.
Yeah, what's your favorite piece of pie?
For
For me, it is coconut cream pie.
probably like warm apple pie.
Yeah, do you put ice cream on it?
Well, yeah.
Do you?
Well, or like next to it.
See, I'm apple pies. I'm gonna sound un-American here. It's okay.
I'm with you,
It's
Chuck.
not my first choice.
Overrated.
I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to say no. I don't like
I mean,
apple pie because
apple
I
pie-
don't dislike it. It's just not my go-to.
Apple pie or pumpkin pie would be
Yeah, pumpkin pie
one
is
A,
fine.
one
My
B.
favorite.
Yeah,
Pumpkin
I
pie?
love pumpkin
Overwhelming
pie.
favorite.
Yeah.
for
What
me.
about you, Riley?
I'm with apple pie. Like
Yeah?
that's what like I don't do birthday cake. Like
Huh.
for my birthday every year, my family does an apple pie. With
Really?
homemade
You have a
vanilla ice
birthday
cream.
apple pie?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's good.
That actually that sounds pretty great.
The vanilla ice
amazing. Yeah,
cream
highly
really
recommend.
makes it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to have apple pie and have it, really good.
Or
without
like an
ice
apple
cream.
cobbler with
Yeah.
a warm piece of apple cobbler with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Yeah.
I'm telling
I'll
you,
get you
though,
right.
I'm telling you, though, you get a good piece of coconut cream pie. It needs to be made by an older woman. I mean, 70s, silver hair, blue hair. It's got to be made by someone from that demographic. But those people know how to make coconut cream pie. Let me tell you. I'm just telling you. I need a whole one right now. right here for breakfast. We gotta go ahead.
We have funds for breakfast.
I know.
Well, we have another paid YouTube comment this morning. It's John Matthews on YouTube again, like yesterday, and he doesn't want to ask a question. He just said coffee and breakfast sandwiches.
Really?
That's it.
Huh.
So if you want coconut cream pie, we got money for it.
Well, I mean,
Somebody go down to the Village
I was
Inn
gonna
and
say.
and chug a piece of pie.
Village Inn's open all the time. This.
This guy must have hit the lottery.
I'm not gonna delve off into this yet. I mean, it's still way early in the show, but I am baffled by this pay YouTube thing. I mean, go to the top of the line stuff, 40, 20. I mean, I just don't get it. But obviously, some people do. But hey, the NCAA basketball tournament's expanded. Let's just go ahead and get started here at 6:07. 76 teams for both the men's and the women's tournament. I hadn't even thought about the fact that the women's tournament was going to be advancing too. And goodness knows we need more 60-point blowouts in the women's basketball tournament. We just don't have enough of those first-round 60-point games. But they're going to 76 because, of course, the men are going to 76. And it's done. I mean, it's going to happen.
Done, yeah.
Joe Lunardi even has his first bracketology out
Yeah, boy.
with 76 teams. So, I mean, it is
That's gross.
it's going to happen. Bart,
Yeah.
thoughts?
Look, this is a complete miscarriage of the spirit of the game.
All right.
That's what this is. There's no rhyme or reason for this, other than Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti being terrible leaders of the sport of college athletics. The NCAA, college athletics as a whole, is in desperate need of leadership, and they don't have any of it right now. You have a couple of guys making decisions for everybody, and it's just not good. And this is really bad. And there's this quote from Dan Gavitt. He's the NCAA VP for basketball, right? And I know Dan Gavitt a little bit. I like Dan Gavitt. I think he's a smart guy. And he was put in the unfortunate position of having to be the show
son of
pony.
Dave? Is he son of Dave?
I believe so, yeah. He was put in the unfortunate position of having to be the show pony that got trotted out on a conference call with the media to talk about this. And he said, quote, "There are 32 conferences and not one of them is opposed to expansion at any level. That's a pretty powerful statement. While I know there's not excitement in some corners of the media and fan base, our schools and conferences are saying we need this." And that's a lie. That's a bald-faced lie. Okay? That is just not true. That is not a factual statement. The people in the game have actually been adamantly opposed to this. Just yesterday, there was a story from CBS Sports, Matt Norlander, college basketball, talking about he talked to a lot of coaches, the biggest coaches in the sport, and asked them their thoughts on NCAA tournament expansion. Mark Few, Gonzaga, quote, "I am adamantly opposed. It's totally unnecessary." Continued to say, "Don't screw with something when you already know it's great. The tournament is great as it is." Dan Hurley, UConn head coach, he talked about how this is not right. The way they're doing it is not right. What I think makes the tournament special is the qualification for it. You basically saying that you don't want to take away opportunities. It's supposed to be difficult to get into the NCAA tournament. It's not supposed to be a free-for-all. John Calipari, Arkansas head coach. I'm a big believer in the idea that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think that applies to the NCAA tournament. Having said that, if we are to expand, my hope is that at least half the spots are held for non-Power 4 teams. As someone who's been both David and won some and Goliath and lost some, that's what makes this tournament special. We can't afford to lose that special piece of our sport. They did not, in fact, do that.
Well, I want to go back to what Dan Gavitt was saying there. Just kind of one of the things he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, and you can correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but he's saying that basically there's been opposition among the media and the fans. He didn't include that group of coaches. And hang on. When he talks about the conferences being for it, obviously he is talking about the commissioners and those who I would describe as the bean counters. That's who he's talking about. He's not talking about the competitors. But I want to focus on the fans part for a minute. Are fans really upset about this? Or is it just the media and the participants? Now, I'm not saying that just the participants and just the media is like a small group. It's a large group. But are fans really upset about this? Now, as we move along, I'm going to read you. Now, Lenardi's not always 100% accurate, but in terms of the 6 at-large and the 6 automatics that would get into the tournament now through this new format, he's got his bracketology for next year out in a 76-team format. And so we're going to go through what some of these must-have games, must-watch games are going to be in the first round. It's not the most impressive list. I'll just put it that way. All right, we're underway. We got a lot of ground to cover, as you can tell, over the course of the next 3 hours. Arthur's on the line in Vermont. We're going to talk to him after the break. Want to take your calls as well. What do you think about the expansion to 76 teams? We've heard everybody's opinion. I mean, everybody's opinion's out there. I want to know what you think. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Do you care? Will you watch? Is this something the media is just blowing out of proportion? We're going to get into the college football playoff, too, as we go along. So stay with us. It's already 6:17. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Just get it together, people. You obviously are completely incompetent. I'm so sick of the morons, man.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the Luxury Hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
If you've been settling for a light beer that just doesn't quite do it, it's time to try Flight by Yuengling. With nearly 200 years of tradition behind every sip and only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs in every can. Whether you're golfing, at a tailgate, or just hanging out in the backyard with friends, Flight delivers real beer flavor without the extra calories. Light beer and a full beer taste. That's something you don't have to apologize for. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Hey, it's Bo, and what if home meant waking up to bent grass fairways, mountain views, and a community that actually feels like one? Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas has just released brand new home sites right on the golf course. The first new construction in 20 years. These are premium properties in a safe, welcoming community surrounded by the natural beauty of the Ozarks at a price that might surprise you. Go big and go home. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today. That's BigCreekGolf.com. Dale, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh my gosh, I'm finally on.
You're on.
I've been listening to you guys forever. You guys are awesome.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. Because when we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
There are some traditions in Arkansas that we pass down from generation to generation, and at Blakeman's, they believe your jewelry should be one of them. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've spent over 35 years helping families celebrate their most meaningful moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. This Mother's Day, honor the woman who started it all with a gift as remarkable as she is. From brilliant diamonds to modern-day essentials for daily wear, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, celebrating Arkansas families since 1987.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've learned so much just off the air today, listening to Bart and Edward and Riley. I'm really out of touch. I mean, I really am.
With what?
With everything.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
NBA playoffs last night. The Lakers lost to the Thunder. And Oklahoma City's up 2-0. Detroit beat Cleveland. They're up 2-0 as well. NBA playoffs continue tonight. Edward hates the Thunder. How do you hate the Thunder? They're like 3 hours away. How do you hate them? They got former Razorbacks, Cows guys. How do you hate
they
them?
haven't always been 3 hours away. I just cannot stand to watch them play. They've all embodied the spirit of their fearless leader, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
who
God. Every time down the court in some fashion, in some form or fashion, flails his body in unnatural ways to try and get to the free throw line. It's ridiculous. All of them do it. Chet Holmgren was doing it last night. I'm not going to name names that are beloved around here, but a lot of the team is doing it.
You're saying they're floppers.
And it's really hard to watch and really enjoy.
Arthur's on the line in Vermont. Arthur, good morning. Welcome to the program. Hope you've had a good week.
I have. I was able to call in earlier in the week.
I know.
And I felt good about it. I felt good about the visit to the VA. But yesterday, a couple of things got under my skin a little bit. And, well, I don't know what to – I'll answer your question of the day. I don't know what to say about the NCAA tournament. So Arkansas has to, mop the floor with a few more teams on the way to the big games. Well, watching really what I think about it, it doesn't matter anybody else. It's done. I'd rather talk about the roster or after the roster is set and how we compare to Kentucky, because right now. It doesn't matter. You know, I mean, it sure is fun. I mean, I busted a gut you guys talking about Mark Pope's like ridiculous
No,
thing.
there's
but
more. There's
really,
more, believe me.
Oh, good. A question by Frank. But anyway, you know, how we compare against Florida, Tennessee, Texas. And I tell you what, I hate to say this, but man, I think Missouri's putting a pretty good roster, and they're like Arkansas. Those people care about basketball, which was all the more enjoyable when we stuck it to them twice last year. But with, you know, and with that being said, you had another guest who obviously really doesn't understand the college fan bases because, like, you know, we got a lot of boosters or people that support this program or follow this, you know, program that never went to the University of Arkansas. Now, I did go to a system school, a community college in Rollton that's very close to a little, like maybe 10 minutes away from a town called St. Vincent. And Chuck, who do you know who's from St. Vincent?
The legendary Matt Zimmerman.
There we go. There we go. I think it's stuck in your mind now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll never forget now. It's not Pleasant Plains. It's St. Vincent.
St. Vincent's, it is. And there's a church. Anyway, I have some ex-in-laws that married. There was a Polish family close to Oak Grove where Darren McFadden played that had a lot of brothers and sisters that needed some, like, I guess, like some new blood. And there happened to be a family in St. Vincent's, and it worked out well for everybody. And then so Arkansas being mediocre in football, I just hope that doesn't. Wow, that came out wrong. I just don't want football to sacrifice basketball and baseball, especially basketball for me, because, you know, I grew up when I was a kid, like everybody tried to get their jersey number 32. And from 1975 to, I would say 2000, I would say Arkansas is arguably a top 5 program. I mean, as far as wins and losses go, significant wins between Eddie Sutton and then Richardson. I honestly, you know, they didn't get as many titles, but I would arguably say Arkansas was a top 5 program, probably with wins and losses. I know there was a 20-year period where Arkansas had as many wins as any other team in college basketball, including a 7-year period where they won more games than any other team. So, you know, I love football. I know we're supposedly a football state, but for me personally, I really, really like it when Arkansas is good in basketball. And then, this pay YouTube I'm going to take advantage of that.
Are you really?
I'm glad it's happening today. Sweet. You know, there's other things that, you know, more than sports. You know, I feel like future generations need to experience a legacy of Bart Pullman. And, you know, right now there's maybe there is a little bit of a concern that the Bart Pullman legacy is going to end with Bart. And I know it's never too soon to be thinking about the future, but, you know, I mean, I might voice my concern.
Well, here's the thing, Arthur. In the era of digital recording, you never really die. Nothing you said ever really goes away. That's good and bad. So if you're worried about generations in the future not hearing the words of wisdom from Bart, digitalized recordings taking care of that. He'll live forever.
I tell you what, though, the Breaking Bart thing, it was more cringeworthy and awkward than the best episode of The Office. Like, literally, it was like, I was like, oh my God, this is like a new version of The Office. So I appreciated that, and I hope I said something in there of some substance, but especially the basketball thing. And I think we just got to wait till it clears for our roster to start really, like, being concerned.
They get somebody in this weekend, I think.
He does, but there's a lot with the NBA draft ending, and then there's a couple of I want to say there's a couple of waivers. So there's still some options out there. I mean, I think with the Akese thing, I don't think that was really a loss because apparently I've heard that he didn't want to be a frontline player. He wanted to be in college for 2 years. He didn't want to be a 5. He really kind of wants to be a 4 and then move into the 5. Maybe he doesn't feel like he's physically ready to be a 5 in the SEC. But that's what Arkansas needs. He's got to be the starter for the money they were going to pay for him. At least this is some secondhand knowledge, but I feel like I might be on the right track here. That's just kind of where I'm at today. I mean, we got plenty of time to talk about football in the next couple of months. So,
well, it's good to hear your report. I'm glad you've had a good week, and we've heard from you twice this week, so you can imagine what it's like for us. I mean, it's
bang.
Bang. That's exactly right. Arthur, have a great weekend, buddy.
You too, sir.
All right. Man, Arthur had a lot of stuff on his mind. Holy cow. I found with Arthur, the best thing to do is just let him run. I mean, just let him go. And 3-4 minutes from now, he'll get it all out. All right, we got to hit a break here, but I want to talk to you about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, before we do. Bo's discovered this. I've known it a while. Anyone who deals with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, whether you're buying a home, whether you're selling a home, comes away just amazed at the service that they provide. They're going to find you a great home if you're looking. They're going to sell your house for the price you want if you're selling. But it's the service before, during, after. That's what separates them from everybody else. We're big on service around here, and I know that's what impressed Bo, and that's what impressed me from the very first, and that's what's going to impress you as well. Now, you can go to their website, WeichertGriffin.com, and you're going to see a wide selection of homes. If you are looking, they've got them, and they will help you find that dream home, if you want to use that term. And if it's time to sell your home, they got a list of buyers a mile long. They're ready to go to work. They'll sell that house. When you're ready to sell it, they're ready to sell it for you. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. They're in Washington and Benton counties. They're in Fort Smith. They're in Branson. And you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
We got wackos, people. There are wackos everywhere. There are wackos everywhere.
I call them our babes. I mean, you call them wackos if you want.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for tough, reliable equipment from folks who feel like neighbors? WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. They're Big Hog fans, just like you, and they're always ready to help you find the right equipment for your job. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust to get the work done right. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcat machines, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutopark.com. That's FayettevilleAutopark.com. I know this is an audio medium, and I shouldn't just shake my head, but words fail me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Will Chuck and I still be doing a show when Arkansas wins a national championship in football?
No. And I'm, no.
We'll all be dead and gone.
No.
Well, what about Everett? Will he be here to see it?
What about
No.
What about Bennett?
What about my son?
Yeah, what about Bennett?
No.
He's not even, how old's Bennett? 2?
He'll be 2 1 month from now.
I mean,
Okay.
there's
Now, why do you
birthday
say
party.
My point is
Birthday
there is
party in
no
1972.
evidence.
Okay, good.
There is no evidence whatsoever that points to that.
How about Ryder,
based on
my grandkid?
what we have
Ryder's slightly
today?
younger.
Does my grandkid have a chance
Sure,
at a
maybe-
lifetime
maybe
football
so.
national
Maybe so.
championship?
What about Ryder's children?
I don't
So
even
that's
know.
the near future.
Yeah.
That's the near future.
Look, I mean,
Now, come on, Bart. Why do you say that?
because there's no evidence to support the idea that Arkansas is anywhere remotely close to competing for a national championship in football. There's zero evidence to
What if
point
they
to
get
that.
lucky?
Well, you know,
I disagree slightly.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But
I'll tell you why. But go ahead.
There's nothing that says that this roster, that this coaching staff, that anything is remotely close to winning a championship.
Well, they just got here.
Well, I know.
And they would have said this. In fairness, they would have said the same thing about Cignetti when he got to Indiana.
Sure, maybe so. And sure, you can catch lightning in a bottle, but there are so many other sports that are an awful lot closer to winning a national championship here than.
But does it matter?
Football.
I'm talking about not to that team and the program. I'm talking about the fan base, which is every Arkansan that cares anything about the Razorbacks. Does it matter? If you win every single championship in 18 other sports, does it matter?
It should, because you're not going to win one in football anytime soon.
Yeah, but whether it should or not, it doesn't change whether it does.
I understand that. I do. I really do.
You know, Oaklawn and Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Arthur is in Vermont. Hogs play tonight. Arthur, good morning.
Good morning. I'm owning the day, but I can't really say I'm happy about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
6:37 Friday morning. 49 degrees in Fayetteville. A little bit chilly.
Storm chances later today.
Really?
It's gonna warm up. There will be chances for severe weather throughout the state.
Well, you know,
hail, tornado, like all possibilities.
They moved the start of the baseball game up from 6 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Arkansas is going to play Oklahoma today. In fact, Matt Jones of Whole Hog Sports is going to join us at the top of the hour. We'll preview the baseball. We're not going to talk so much about the weather, other than they've moved it to 4 o'clock. So I didn't – when they did that, I'm like, well, why are they doing that? And then I found out there's like a 50-50 chance of storms tonight. Is that what you said?
Basically,
roughly.
Large hail, damaging winds, the main.
They don't want to play a doubleheader tomorrow, I'm sure. You don't want to have the Friday game rained out because that just kind of gets everybody off on a bad foot. Softball team.
Yep.
I watched them yesterday, and it just wasn't their best day. It just was not their best day.
No, just some lapses in concentration, really, and execution is what I would say. Did not have their best stuff. It looked for a lot of the first part of the game, the first, I would say 3-4 innings, like Arkansas was in control. and then just made some mistakes that are really uncharacteristic of this team. A really bad error in left field, and a couple of bad pitches later. Alabama is a very, very good team. They're a top 5 team like Arkansas. And if you make those mistakes, a really good team's going to make you pay. And that's what happened yesterday.
All right, this is Courtney Deifel post game.
Honestly, I just felt like we played pretty passively all day in every facet of the game, and there's just no room for it. So I thought Alabama was the more aggressive team. I thought that they capitalized on our mistakes, and this game can get out of hand pretty quickly when you're not being the aggressor. So I thought we were very passive with really every facet, and they weren't. And they can expose you pretty quick, and that's what they did.
I don't watch every game. Bar, you're a softball guy. But
yeah,
that
Shout out Bart, softball guy.
Yeah, there we go. What she said there is actually kind of what I thought watching the game. My thought was just as a layperson was they're not really into it today.
No, they didn't have a lot of good at bats. Only drew 2 walks on the day, struck out 7 times. We're not the types of at bats. This is a team. This is a lineup top to bottom that really fights at the plate. Really puts together good at bats, makes the opposing pitcher work to get outs, and they didn't do that. They were swinging at pitches they don't normally swing at. They were taking pitches they don't normally take. Just not. It was not their day. It just wasn't their day. Here's the best part. If there's a good part, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
it doesn't really matter.
And that's kind of where I'm going. I'm just going to confess. I don't give a rip about conference tournaments and have not for a long, long time. The basketball tournament this past year, first conference tournament I've enjoyed in probably a decade because I'm always ready to get to next week.
Yeah.
If your team's going to be in the NCAA tournament, you're ready to get to next week. And if your team's not going to be in the NCAA tournament, you're just ready to get it over with. That's the thing when the basketball tournament, and it was this way in baseball, when I go to the baseball tournament every year, you got 2 groups of teams. One group that's ready to get to next week, whether you're a top seed or whether you're, going to be a 3 seed and have to travel all the way across the country. You're ready to get to next week. Or you're in the group of teams who aren't going to play next week and you're just ready to get home. And neither side's really all that bothered when they get eliminated. They'll say all the right things, but neither side's really bothered when they get eliminated. I've found in just observation over the years that sometimes the best approach, pick your sport, has been kind of what Cal talks about. You know why I've done so well in tournaments? Because I don't care about it. Now, he probably cares a little more than he lets on. But the point is there's a bigger prize out there, and don't lose sight of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bart. What Arkansas lost yesterday in that game might have been a 2 to a 3 national seed. I find it, this is just my opinion, I found it hard to believe they would be the number 1 national seed. Even if they'd won yesterday, they'd have probably had to win the tournament. And even then, I'm not convinced it would have happened. I'm not a softball guy. But that just from the outside looking in, that was my thought. And, again, just you can correct me if I'm wrong, but 2, 3, 4 seeds, something like that, maybe closer to 4 now than 2. Based on yesterday, but it doesn't really matter.
Oklahoma lost last night.
That's what I saw.
They lost to Georgia, which I think opens the door. I think it does open the door for Alabama to potentially be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. I do think that could have been Arkansas if the Razorbacks would have won last night. Yeah, it probably would have taken another win to get there, but I think you're looking at a top 4 national seed. I think anything other than that would be unjust. This is the team with, again, the number 1 RPI, number 1 strength of schedule in the sport, and as many good wins as any team in the country. So they deserve to be in one of those top 4 spots. I think they will be.
All right, we're going to get back to the basketball tournament expansion after the break. 877-377-6963. That's the number that'll get you into the program at Chuck and Bo Show all the socials. And do you like the way I said that? All
the
all-encompassing.
Every single one.
Every last one of them. 6:43. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Just so you know, and we've talked about this from day one on the show, nobody's safe in here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. Because when we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy, and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
There are some traditions in Arkansas that we pass down from generation to generation, and at Blakeman's, they believe your jewelry should be one of them. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've spent over 35 years helping families celebrate their most meaningful moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. This Mother's Day, honor the woman who started it all with a gift as remarkable as she is. From brilliant diamonds to modern-day essentials for daily wear, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, celebrating Arkansas families since 1987. Are you still looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift? This Friday, May 8th, for one day only, Swetnam Cosmetics is hosting a Mother's Day refresh at the spa at Fort Smith. One day of huge specials on Botox, fillers, skincare, IV cocktails, supplements, and even $10 B12 shots. Shop online all day at shopswetnamcosmetic.com or stop by the Fort Smith location for help in person. Guys, it's an easy gift for mom, and ladies, it's an easy win for yourself. It's one day only, Friday, May 8th. Visit shopswetnamcosmetic.com.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Paschal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Paschal member signed up today through the end of May, Paschal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Paschal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at PaschalProPath.org.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. And members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee. And for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
There are a lot of stupid people in the world, man. I think you underestimate the number of stupid people out there.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric is here to help you lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopaschal.com today to schedule your service.
And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You got it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acura, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutoPark.com. That's FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Distribution Solutions Incorporated.
You're not a number here. It's a family atmosphere, and you're going to know who you are, going to know who your kids are, your family is.
DSI knows drivers by name. They're about their people. It feels more like a family than a job, and they know home time matters.
We preach home time, and in essence, that's probably our biggest attribute is just the family atmosphere and knowing our drivers the way we do.
If you're a driver, check out their website, drivedsi.com. All the benefits, all the vacation time, and that home time that matters.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Your favorite word, respectfully.
Yeah.
You suck.
Anytime, and I include myself in this, if the word respectfully or with all my respect comes out, somebody's
with all my respect.
Somebody's about to get it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We have another paid question / comment off YouTube, which we will get to momentarily. First, I want to tell you about Fayetteville Auto Park. Great brands, Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota, cars, trucks, SUVs. They got them all over the lot. Drive by Fayetteville Auto Park. Get out on that bypass. Drive by Fayetteville Auto Park and check out this selection. You're going to find an automobile that you want to drive away when you go to Fayetteville Auto Park. Might be a pre-owned automobile. They've got a bunch of them, certified, pre-owned. And many of them have warranty remaining. And you'll be glad to drive them. And Fayetteville Auto Park, though, really is going to make you feel like you're important to them after the sale. There are car dealerships all over, and you can get a good deal at just about any one of them. But what happens after the sale is what keeps you coming back when your car's being serviced that day. Do they have a loaner for you? Do they treat you like somebody they know when you walk in? Fayetteville Auto Park's done all that. They've done it for over 25 years, and you can see their wide selection of automobiles at FayettevilleAutoPark.com. All right, Edward, what's the paid question?
Just
is it a question or a comment?
We've got. Well, he sent another one. All right. This guy. Right. I mean,
he's explaining what he's doing.
Yeah. Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
So right,
there's two.
Enough.
He left two.
All right.
The first one was right after Arthur's call. He said, "Arthur is my spirit animal. 76 teams. It's just a money grab. I hate it. Higher chance of injuries playing unnecessary games." And then he followed up with that with another one that says, "Chuck, the paid comments from me are just to show my appreciation. I listen to you guys every day on my way to the hospital. Nice. This is just my way of giving back."
Well, that's very nice of you to do that.
John Matthews.
Unnecessary,
John?
but it is very, very nice of you to very nice of you to say that. Here's the thing about the 76 teams, and we all know this, that unless we've really got something important to do, we're probably going to watch those games. I can sit here every year and say, man, these play-in games, I don't care about those play-in games, but I watch at least part of both of them, all of them, 4 of them, however many there is. I'm not going to say that I like hang on the outcome of every game and I don't plan my night around it, but it's, we'll be watching. Won't you guys be watching?
I will be.
What about you, Bart? You're not going to boycott or anything like that.
No,
right?
Of course I'm going to watch him because I need to know who wins the games to be able to fill out my bracket.
Right. That's exactly right.
Like that's
speaking
part
of
it.
Lenardi's already come out with his first bracketology with a 76-team tournament. These are the must watch games that are going to make up the new NCAA tournament. If the tournament began today, these would be the play-in games. Long Island against Vermont. Battle of 16 seeds. Virginia Commonwealth against Providence. Battle of 11 seeds. That would be out of the Easter. Those teams would go into the East Regional. Let's see. What else we got here? Play-in games. 16th seed Southeast Missouri against 16th seeded Southern. We've got Clemson against Arizona State in a battle of 11 seeds. We've got Howard and Montana State in a 16-seed matchup. Stanford and Marquette, 12 seeds. LSU. First off, he's got LSU in a play-in game. He thinks Will Wade's going to have an NCAA tournament team first go-round. LSU and Oregon. Battle of 11 seeds. Navy. Robert Morris. Merrimack. Troy. Oklahoma, TCU, Baylor, Iowa, Austin Peay, and Queens. Now, does that make the tournament better?
No.
I mean, it gives us more games to watch.
No, it doesn't make the tournament better.
Doesn't make the tournament better.
These are first of all, these teams, these small conference teams that have earned their way into the NCAA tournament by getting an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament should not be playing play-in games for the right to actually play in the NCAA tournament. That is ridiculous. It is absurd. And people should be ashamed of themselves for making this happen.
Shame.
These at-large matchups are terrible. Like this is horrible for the sport, man. These are going to be teams that do not deserve in any way, shape, or form to be in the NCAA tournament. Furthermore, Marquette, Big East, Stanford, ACC, Providence, Big East, VCU, A10, LSU, SEC, Oregon, Big 10, TCU, Big 12, Oklahoma, SEC, Arizona State, Big 12, Clemson, ACC, Iowa, Big 10, Baylor, Big 12. Where are the mid-major teams that are going to be more deserving than those teams? Because they're going to be out there, and they're going to get left out. This is what Cal was talking about.
I don't know if they're more deserving or not.
They will be. They absolutely will be. Because some of these teams that are going to get into the NCAA tournament as a result of this are going to be trash. Like, they are going to be awful basketball teams that have no business being in any postseason of any kind. Go play in the Crown or go make up some other tournament, but get out of March Madness.
76 teams, men's and women's NCAA tournament. Talk a little baseball the next hour. Matt Jones coming up, almost 7. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new truck, now's the time to head over to Chevy of Fayetteville. Supplier pricing is backed by popular demand for the final days of Chevy Truck Month, and that means some seriously big savings. With over 200 new Chevys in stock and ready for immediate delivery, finding the right one has never been easy. Go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville inside the Fayetteville Auto Park, or visit ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Together, let's drive. You know, I love talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Bo's latest selling experience is a perfect example of why. Within 5 minutes of listing his home, Bo had a showing, and just 2 days later, he had an offer. And just like my own experience with them, they took care of everything from start to finish. That's what you get when you work with a trained real estate professional. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been turning houses into homes since 1978, serving Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Branson. For more information, log on to WeicherGriffin.com. This is Chuck Barrett, and I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye Associates for my recent cataract surgery. They took great care of me. You have to have good vision to be the voice of the Razorbacks, and I'm glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye. I learned patients of all ages have a lot of options when it comes to modern surgery to reduce or even eliminate your eyeglasses. They've been taking care of patients for over 50 years, and that says a lot. So for your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Interviews, highlights, behind-the-scenes access, and so much more. Varsity Vibe is your go-to for high school athletics in Arkansas. Learn the stories of coaches and players in our Varsity Vibe podcast. See the biggest plays and the best performances highlighted on our social media platforms. And if newsletters are more your style, we've got that too. High school sports at your fingertips. Varsity Vibe, elevating the game.
Hold on, guys. I'm on Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Hill. Hills.
We talk a lot about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, because our experience has been great. And Bo, you're going through it again right now.
For the second time. My son's a first-time home buyer. Him and his wife got a beautiful home. And for me, I just turned it over to them. They gave me a few things to sign, and it took all the work off my plate. And I just sit back and watch it happen.
That's what happens when you deal with a trained real estate professional. And that's what they are at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Today's a big day. I just learned something I literally have wondered.
2 days in a row.
My entire life.
We've had some pretty big learnings here.
We get to the bottom of the questions that, people want answers to here on this show. And all my life I've wondered, why is it Hardee's one place and Carl's Jr. in another? What's the dividing line? I know some people have...
You're not alone.
I know some people ponder more weighty questions than that. But that's the sort of question I ponder. Why is it Hardee's in one spot and Carl's Jr. in another? Well, I, of course, said it out loud during the break, and our boy here, Bart, gets to the bottom of it. What's the story, Bart?
You're so excited.
I am.
That's awesome.
So, Carl's Jr. is the elder company. It was founded on the back end of a Carl's
on the back of a pickup.
A Carl's drive-in restaurant. That's why this is Carl's Jr.
Ah, well, that explains everything.
Yeah.
And
it's like the son of the drive-through restaurant.
Yeah, and so Carl's Jr. started. That was on the West Coast in California, and then Hardee's opened on the East Coast. In 1997, Carl's acquired Hardee's for a paltry $327 million. And there is a dividing line.
Well, why is there a Carl's Jr. in Tulsa?
Because Oklahoma is Carl's country.
That's what everybody wants to know.
Oklahoma's Carl's country. The dividing line is more of a diagonal across the United States. Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Kansas, down to Arkansas, Louisiana. That's Hardee's country, and east is Hardee's country.
Okay.
West of that is Carl's Jr. territory.
I'm not the only one who's won.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You look great.
Yeah, really?
Well, I mean, you've been to Miami for a few days. I mean, if you don't look good after a couple of days in Miami, it's not going to happen.
I aged 5 years, and I
That's
didn't.
where you find your youth at a place like that.
You know where I ate in Miami?
Generally down a dark street late at night. That's where you'll find it.
Yeah. I've had those trips too.
Yeah.
This was not one of those
I
trips.
found my youth down that long street one night, right there at the end. There it was.
Lucky to be alive.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm at my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Friday morning, 7:02. Glad you're with us. It's National Have a Coke Day. And it's great to be here on the Chuck and Bo Show. Bo is off on his wedding trip, his honeymoon, and so it's just us hanging out here today. We've already covered a lot of ground. I got a lot of things I want to get into before we're done today. They're expanding the basketball tournament. We've talked about that. It's a baseball series that starts later today. Yesterday, I would have said there's a baseball series that starts tomorrow night, but they've moved it from 6 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Arkansas and Oklahoma this afternoon at Baum-Walker Stadium. Matt Jones covers the Razorbacks for OLOG Sports, really covers them better than anybody else. And, Matt, thanks for joining us. And got a little bit of an earlier start today, I guess, from what I read.
Yeah, 4 o'clock first pitch over at Baum-Walker Stadium. It looks like the Storms are going to roll in probably tonight. I don't know. We're at maybe the 8, 9, 10 o'clock range, and you don't want to get that late into a ball game and then start dealing with storms and have to delay it around the 7th inning. So I think they'll be fine at 4 o'clock. Looks like it's going to be a real pretty day. Sunny, about 77 degrees, and the only downside of this, I think, is that there are probably not going to be as many people in the stands.
Right. Let me just cut to the chase here. And I don't know that this is the overriding question or should be the overriding question, but it is. Are they going to be able to host a regional?
Yeah, I wrote about it yesterday. I talked to Kendall Rogers about it.
I read your article. It was good.
Yeah, Kendall, he helps put together the D1 baseball projections, and there's really two big projections, that are out there. There's D1 baseball and there's Baseball America. And I was a little surprised to hear him say that, yeah, he thinks there's still a chance that Arkansas, maybe a good chance that Arkansas could host. You look at their projections, and they've got Arkansas ranked number 20 in the tournament. This year, everybody's going to be ranked 1 through 32. And so they've got Arkansas number 20, which means they would be number 4 out of the teams that are not hosting as of right now. And he said that the bottom 2 seeds, hosting seeds, really are wide open. That's Oregon State and it's Oregon. Well, you look at Oregon State, they're an independent. They schedule well enough to be included into the tournament, but there's not a lot of quad 1 wins there for them. I think they're only 2-2 this year in quad 1 games. And then Dax Whitney, who is probably the best pitcher in the country this year, he got hurt a few weeks back. He's out for the season. And so that's really affected Oregon State on the weekend. As you know, your Friday night guy goes out. That's 6 or 7 innings most weekends that you're going to have to find from somewhere else. And so, they're not sure about what's going to go on with Oregon State. Oregon, ironically, is the other team that's in the bottom 2 right now in their projections. And, we'll see what happens with them. There are a lot of teams, Chuck, that are vying for those last 2 regional spots. I mean, you could probably make a case for about a dozen of them right now from several different conferences. And so I think Arkansas is one of those. I still think Arkansas's RPI might be what keeps it from hosting. Even if they go on a run here and they do really well these last 2 weeks, and they beat Oklahoma and they beat Kentucky, and they go to the SEC tournament and they win some games, their RPI is number 28. And I don't know that that's going to rise to the level that the selection committee really, has shown that it wants the RPI to be at in order to give these teams hosting bids. Last year, the lowest RPI for a host team was 19. I don't know that Arkansas could get to 19. Maybe they could get to, the 21, 22, 23 range. And so, you just got to have to see if the resume at that point is strong enough for the selection committee to say Fayetteville deserves the number 15 or 16 hosting spot. I will say one thing that I think Arkansas's got going for it is that they've got 11 quad 1 wins this year. And there's only 6 teams who have more quad 1 wins than Arkansas. And these next 2 weeks against Oklahoma and Fayetteville and at Kentucky, as of right now, those are quad 1 games. I don't think Kentucky will not be a quad 1 game because of the way, the road quad
you're on the road.
Works. But Oklahoma, if Oklahoma doesn't do well against Arkansas and Tennessee, I could see where that maybe falls down to a quad 2. And then certainly, any game that you play at the SEC tournament is probably going to be a quad 1 too.
Don't you think the NCAA wants to put a regional at Baum-Walker Stadium? I mean, the way they used to want to put a regional at Alex Box in Baton Rouge, LSU always got the benefit of the doubt. There were so many years it didn't look like they were going to host a regional, and then they did. But I just can't help but wonder if Arkansas has kind of replaced LSU in that spot.
I'm sure they'd love to put it at Alex Box too this year, but
yeah, well, they can't,
I don't know if
they can't even get them in the tournament this year.
they're gonna have a tough time with the way they've gone in SEC. Yeah, I think they would love to put it in a place where they're going to be able to draw a lot of people, not just draw people, but Fayetteville is so set up.
It looks good
Well,
on
and it's
TV.
You've been a part of these too, Chuck, where you know that there are certain ballparks that host regionals that really should not be hosting regionals. They're not equipped for it. They're equipped for it at Arkansas. They're equipped for it at places like LSU and Mississippi State and Texas A&M. Like Kansas is going to host a regional this year. I don't know how well equipped Kansas is to host a regional, but they're going to get one because they're really good and they're probably going to win the Big 12 this year. And so I think that, just as much as the attendance and how good it looks on TV is how well equipped the ballpark is for an event like this. I think they'd love to have it in Fayetteville, but I do think that Arkansas is going to have to earn it.
All right, what about this weekend? What about Oklahoma? The Razorbacks, how do you see this one shaping up?
Well, OU, Skip Johnson is their head coach, and Skip Johnson was a junior college coach down in Texas for several years, and he sent some players up to Arkansas for a number of players, and Jess Todd is probably the most remembered one. I had that 17 strikeout game against South Carolina at the SEC tournament. I think he's a very well respected coach. He was Augie Garrido's pitching coach for like 10 years at Texas, and then he's been at OU for the last 9 years as their head coach. So they can, their pitching numbers aren't great this year, but I always think with a Skip Johnson team and think that they've got guys who can really pitch on the front end. And they're having a little bit of trouble, I think, with their Friday night deal, though. I mean, L.J. Mercurius was their starter on Friday night for a long time this season. They actually took him out of the Friday night role last week and basically used an opener, brought Mercurius out of the bullpen. They're not going to name a starter before the game today. And it's a weird series. Like, they're not going to name a starter. They're TBA today, and then Arkansas is TBA tomorrow and Sunday. I have never seen that. In 20 years of covering college baseball, I've never seen where there's 3 games with TBA and it be both teams that are contributing to it. But they can steal. They put a lot of pressure on you. It's always imperative to keep leadoff base runners off the bases or leadoff hitters off the bases. I think it's really that way against Oklahoma because, I think when they beat teams, it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's, leadoff walk, leadoff single, bunch of overs, steal second, get to third, sack fly, you score. And, their line scores a lot of times it'll look like 1-1, 0-2, 1-0, 1-1. And before you know it, they've beaten you like 7-5 or something. It doesn't feel like they're doing a whole lot, but it really accumulates against you. So, they're just a good fundamental baseball team. And, those teams can really challenge you because it makes you be on your P's and Q's fundamentally for the entire 9 innings of one game and 27 innings for a weekend.
Can you win in the postseason with a starter and then TBA, or do you have to have a number? I mean, do they need to get a little bit more settled, I guess, with their starting pitching is what I'm asking.
Well, I think the reason they've gone TBA for the last 2 games is because they don't know what they want to do with Gabe Gackle.
I got you.
They're going to go for a win tonight if they can. If they need Gabe Gackle to be a bridge to Ethan McIlvain at the back, then they're going to do that. I think that if they had their druthers, they would go Dietz, obviously game 1 tonight, and then they would keep Gackle in line to start game 2 or game 3. But as Dave Van Horn said, the way that we look at it is tomorrow may never come. So you get your win when you can get it. And I don't know how it works in terms of if you announce a starter, is he off limits, before the day that he starts? I don't know how that works. And so I think it just gives them some flexibility, though. They'll start Hunter Dietz, and then they'll go TBA the last 2 days, and they'll be able to pitch whoever is best available.
There's the feeling across the fan base, the Razorback Nation, I'm sure you've sensed it too, that they turned a corner last Sunday. I've heard people say it's the first time I thought all year everything's going to be okay. It wasn't the end-all, be-all, though, and you're just now kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty. What's your feeling, though, about where this team is, particularly after the way it ended last weekend?
Well, I think they've been playing better for about 5 weeks. They lost a series 2 out of 3 at Auburn, And, there's no shame in losing to Auburn. That's a really good team. They're going to be a top 8 national seed this year. But since then, they're 8-4 in SEC play. And the only series loss they had was to Georgia. And Georgia's going to be the SEC champion most likely this season. Now, they didn't play. I think maybe the thing that's still – here's what I'll say, Chuck. I think what was different last week was that they played really well in Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been where they have not played well a lot of times this year. Mentioned Georgia. They lost Game 3 at Missouri, lost Game 3 at South Carolina. Dave Van Horn said that he was, fairly disappointed in the way they looked against Auburn in Game 3 when they had a chance to win that series, and they just didn't look real competitive in the last game. Now, I think part of what happened last week against Ole Miss was that they were able to set up their pitching in such a way because they got blown out in Game 2. They really managed that game well, and they had a lot of guys available for Game 3. They hadn't thrown Gabe Gackle. They hadn't thrown Parker Coyle. They hadn't thrown Ethan McIlvain. And that made a difference in that game against Ole Miss. But, really what made that game, so memorable, I guess, is the way that they battled at the plate in the ninth inning. I mean, Nolan Souza with an 8-pitch at bat and Christian Turner with a 7-pitch at bat. And between the two of them, I think they fouled off 9 pitches. I mean, they were really, really good at bats. Even if they don't end in a hit, those are still really competitive at bats that I think you can be proud of. So that, those were some of the things that stood out to me about last week against Ole Miss. And I thought once they got through Georgia, I thought they had a little bit of a pathway to win some games, and that's been the case the last couple of weeks, beating Missouri, beating Ole Miss. We'll see if that happens the next couple of weeks against Oklahoma and Kentucky. But I can't say I'm too surprised by what's happened, but at the same time, 5 weeks ago, we were having a conversation about RPI and record in the SEC and overall record being like 20-13. Hey, is this team going to make the NCAA tournament? And they've still got some work to do to make the tournament. You can't tank these last couple of weeks or in Hoover, but they've set themselves up in a good position to, if nothing else, be a number 2 seed. And, like we talked about earlier, maybe be able to steal one of those regional hosting bids at the end.
All right, I got to ask you before you go. Switch to basketball for a minute. I know you're a well-rounded guy. You follow it all. 76 teams in the NCAA basketball tournament. Yes or no?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not as anti-76, I think, as a lot of people I've read are, because, I saw it when they went from 64 to 68. I've never liked the 68, to be honest with you. And so I don't know that 76 is going to make me feel a whole lot different than I feel about 68. I watched those first 4 games. So what is it going to be, the first 12 games? I don't know exactly what that is anymore. Or first 12 teams. I've never thought it was fair to have teams that qualify automatically for the NCAA tournament have to play on that Tuesday or Wednesday in Dayton. To me, if you're going to represent your conference, let them go have a full NCAA tournament experience on a Thursday or a Friday, at one of the big sites. And so, I think that's a change that the NCAA ought to make. But I guess I don't feel real strong about 76 because I never felt real strong about there being 68 in the first place.
Yeah. Matt, you do a great job. Always enjoy reading your stuff with baseball. You've covered it like a pro for years, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it.
All right, Matt Jones, Whole Hog Sports, joining us here on the program. It is 7:17. Now, see, there's a guy. I got to be honest, Bart. First media guy I've heard that, it's not like I'm super, upset about it. But then he went on to say, in total agreement with you, that automatic qualifiers should not have to play-in game.
I would be I don't know that I would be like completely okay with it, but I would be a little bit more understanding if like Matt said there and I said in the last hour, if the teams that earn their way into the tournament based on merit and the qualification structure did not have to play in the opening round, first 4, whatever you want to call it. I still wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't hate it as much. Make the teams that didn't earn their way in play the play-in games.
Here's what you need to do today. When you go into First Security Bank, find the nearest friendly teller and ask them, do you think 76 teams is a good idea in the NCAA basketball tournament?
I was there yesterday. I should have asked.
Yeah, well, I
opportunity.
They're always ready to talk about the Razorbacks. They're always ready to talk about what's going on in town at First Security Bank. It's part of making life better. right here at home. And there are so many good things that are happening in our community. And, boy, if you really pay attention, First Security's had a hand in a lot of them. Stories of people helping, supporting, encouraging, giving, making the world better, making our world better. That's what they do at First Security Bank. It might be a home loan. Might be one of their many other banking services. What you're going to find is that at First Security, they do bank better. You can get where you need to go with First Security Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, 7:18. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Let's just be frank. There's been some football games the last few years that have driven people to drinking.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutopark.com. That's FayettevilleAutopark.com.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Still searching for the perfect summer getaway? Mountain Home Arkansas might just be your answer. Wake up in the Ozark Hills. Hit the White River at sunrise, world-class fishing, hiking, trails, kayaking, and when the sun goes down, it's the kind of quiet you forgot existed. 2 lakes, one great town. All right here in the Arkansas Ozarks. Check it out at enjoymountainhome.com. Mountain Home Arkansas, where the outdoors is a way of life.
He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Customer service is a buzzword. People just throw it out there. What is it to you?
Showing up when you say you're going to show up, returning phone calls, providing the service that you promised to provide. Because, I mean, if we're all asking to get paid for what we're doing, we need to do what we're getting paid for. And do it with a good attitude and being responsible, not only responsible to show up, but responsible to the relationship.
A relationship you can count on from Clay Maxey and the folks at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. TeamworkBuilt.com. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
You know, fine jewelry is about more than just a beautiful piece. It's about the experience of finding it. I did that with Blakeman's. They are the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Blakeman's has been Northwest Arkansas's trusted destination for exceptional jewelry, providing our community with over 35 years of personalized service, world-class diamonds, and crafted custom pieces. Discover the difference of a true luxury experience at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers. Blakeman's, where Arkansas gets engaged.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Imagine raising your family somewhere safe, welcoming, and genuinely beautiful, where the kids have room to roam, the neighbors know your name, and the weekends are spent on the golf course, the lake, or the trails. That's Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas, a vibrant community with year-round events for all ages, world-class outdoor recreation, and brand-new home sites now available for families ready to put down roots. Small town, big life. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today and get more info.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I'll tell you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo
All right,
Show.
thanks to Matt Jones for joining us, talking a little baseball. Again, the Hogs and the Sooners at 4 o'clock this afternoon at Baum-Walker Stadium. They moved it up a couple hours because it's supposed to rain tonight. Boy, breakfast is good. The Pro-Land title breakfast fund coming through big. Cheer
Always
for the
does.
pigs, close with the pros. And let me just say, too, our intern program. I'm just going to brag on our intern program for a minute. It is top shelf. Riley, who, volunteered. You know, we weren't even talking about breakfast. We encourage creative thinking around here. We tell our interns, hey, if you see something, speak up.
That's right.
Don't feel like you have to hold it in. We respect your opinion. And so, we get to the break a little bit early, and Riley just out of nowhere says, maybe I need to go get breakfast.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the kind of
That's getting the job.
that's when you know your program's working. That's the reward.
That's the
basically.
kind of thinking we
That's the
encourage.
reward of an intern program. Oh,
right.
for some it might be down the road when they become millionaires, hitting them up for a loan. But basically what you're trying to do is encourage creative thinking. Encourage becoming a self-starter is what I'm trying to say.
right.
And so, Riley, I know you were answering phones because that's part of your duties as well.
Were y'all
but
talking about me?
We were complimenting.
We were
'cause-
singing
Yeah.
your praises.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
What a self-starter you are. And,
Wow,
and the fact
thank
that you recognize we needed breakfast. And I'm sure those boys need breakfast. And plus, I need to get out of here for about 10 minutes. So
I've had my fill.
I can't do this anymore.
I've had my fill.
I got to get out of here
Yeah.
for a little bit. All right. 877-377-6963. We got some callers on the line. I want to go to the phones here. Danny is on the line in Russellville. Danny, thanks for phoning in. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Danny.
Kentucky went all in on Tyron Stokes, and they got burned. And people freaking out because we didn't get a Kesey. And it's like they act like, okay, this is the second coming of Bill Russell or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Wilt Chamberlain. These are high school players, and I think you got to have a backup plan. It's almost like they hold you hostage because you're sitting here waiting on Malik Thomas. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what Richmond's going to do. You're just in limbo. You want both those guys back, but you don't know if you're going to get them. And I think you got to have a backup plan somehow, some way. But I don't think people need to, like Tyron Stokes, like, is he Magic Johnson? No. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and be held hostage by these kids. I think, Calipari, I'm sure he's got a plan. But there's no Bill Russell out there. You need to get somebody that's tough, that can rebound. We got probably, if Thomas comes back and Richmond, we probably got 5 or 6 NBA players on our team. I mean, we got talent. And, Mika Nurian, he's definitely a NBA type player. We just need a tough, if we have to get just a couple of tough guys inside, because I don't think you're not going to find that miracle one in a generation player at this point. And I think people just need to be patient because, Kentucky's freaking out, Arkansas's freaking out, but they're both going to end up with good rosters. And you guys have a good day.
Danny,
Thanks for taking my call.
were you clearing breakfast dishes a minute ago?
So what?
Were you clearing breakfast dishes a minute ago? Sounded like you had some stuff going on in the background. No?
I'm sitting in my truck.
Oh,
I'm sitting in
okay.
my truck.
They got stuff in his truck going on. All right. Thanks, Danny. we all looked at each other like, what's he clearing away there? It sounded
Thought
like
he
he
was
was clearing
cleaning up after-
dishes.
after
Yeah, it's
breakfast.
kind of what it sounded like.
I-
So I think his point's well made. In fact, we were talking a minute ago about, in fact, I was reading off Lenardi. You know, Lenardi had his bracket. His first bracketology was 76 teams. And we read off all the thrillers that were going to be played now as a result of this expansion of the play-in games. But lost in that is Lenardi, and this goes to the freak-out part Danny was talking about. Lenardi's got Arkansas as a number 2 seed.
Yeah.
Play as a number 2 seed in the Midwest Regional, playing in Fort Worth in the first round, and the Midwest Regionals in Kansas City next year. So folks out there are not as panicked as maybe some people.
I don't think any national analyst that I have heard, that I follow, is concerned whatsoever with Arkansas's basketball roster next year.
Yeah.
I think I do understand.
That might change if Malik Thomas does.
I do understand what Danny was saying about having a backup plan and everything. I get that. This is Cal we're talking about, though. I think Cal knows what's going on with Malik Thomas and Billy Richmond. I think he knows what's going on with those guys. I think he probably already knows that unless something crazy happens at the combine, they're both coming back. Because it makes sense for both of them to come back. This draft class is so loaded. It's one of the best NBA draft class in history, certainly in recent history. And if Malik Thomas comes back and plays really well next year, like I would expect him to, he's going to be a lottery pick instead of a fringe first-round guy. We're talking about the difference in millions of dollars.
I still think it's 50-50 with him.
Maybe it is. But my point is, I think Cal knows what's going on. I think he has an understanding of what's going on, and I think he's happy with where the roster is today. Will he add another big? Yes, that will happen at some point. Who's that going to be? We don't know. But I think Arkansas is in a really good spot for next year.
All right, let's take Lane's call before we go to a break. Lane's in Cave City. Lane, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I hope y'all's doing okay this morning.
Never better.
I just wanted to give my opinion. I ain't on the field of 76. The way I look at it, guys, is sometimes I feel like with us being a top-tier program in the SEC, when we get to talk about things like this and for the mid-majors, we're kind of like that billionaire that holds a news conference at his mansion talking about how it's awful, the number of people that's homeless. You know, but I mean, the way I look at it, you take a team like Howard or UMBC or Marymount, any of them, they get paid $2 million to go get their butts kicked in the old format by a number 1 seed. Well, now they've got a chance of maybe making $4 million. Am I correct? If they win that play-in game, and then
I don't know what the payout is. I don't know exactly what the payout is.
Yes, sir. But I was just saying that the small conferences, I feel like, was for this as well because they've got a chance of doubling what they potentially.
I'm sure they were, and if I was them, I probably would be too.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, thank y'all for taking my call, and I hope y'all have a good day.
Thank you. Here's my issue with it, and I know the automatic qualifiers is part of it. I agree that if you are an automatic qualifier, you should not have to go to a play-in game in Dayton or the to-be-determined second site. You should not have to go play in that game. When I think of a play-in game, 76 to get to 64, you're talking about, or should be talking about, the fringe teams, the teams that you can make an argument for them to get in, you can make an argument for them not to be there. I don't think it should be for teams who have qualified automatically to get into the tournament, nor do I think that 10, 11, and 12 seeds should be playing play-in games. To me, play-in games are for fringe teams. 16, 15 seeds. That's it. That's it. If you are a 10 seed or an 11 seed, you are not a fringe team. Now, you may not be going to the Final Four. You may not be in contention for the national championship. But if you're a 10 or 11 seed, you are a legitimate NCAA tournament team. You should not have to go play a play-in game, in my opinion, when a 15 or a 16 seed or even a 14 seed does not. Play the play-in games. If you want to go to 76, go to 76. I don't think the world's going to end. I still don't understand exactly why you're doing it. But if you're going to do it, do it. But don't put automatic qualifiers in there, and don't put 11 and 12 seeds in there. Put 15 and 16 teams in there. Let them battle it out. Let them act as though and feel like they've won an NCAA tournament game, and I want them to feel that way. I would feel much better watching a play-in game if a team like Howard got into the NCAA tournament as opposed to watching a play-in game and a team like Auburn got in. That's not going to move the needle with me at all. And I'm just picking out Auburn. You can pick out any other team from a Power 4 or 5 conference. If you're going to have play-in games, let these small schools have their moment. But don't put an automatic qualifier in that group just so you can have a better game. All right, 877-377-6963. That's the number. Is this a good idea, bad idea, or people making too big a deal out of it? 734. Wow, this is a Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
Looking for tough, reliable equipment from folks who feel like neighbors? WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. They're Big Hog fans, just like you, and they're always ready to help you find the right equipment for your job. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust to get the work done right. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcat machines, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
For every million people, we've got 2 NFL players.
Yeah, that's really bad. Among the worst in the country.
It'd be something to speak at to an elementary class about. Doing whatever you want. Hey, listen.
We've got, what, 310 million people in
You could be one of the 6.
310.
You want to be one of the 6? Get started today. Push-ups. Let's go.
That's about right.
Meanwhile, Mississippi, a state with a smaller population than Arkansas, has about 14 NFL players per million people. So dug into the numbers
Less
a little bit.
competition in Arkansas if you want to grow up an NFL player.
Yeah. In the 1970s, Arkansas produced 42 NFL players. In the 1980s, 44. In the 1990s, 33. In the 2000s, 32. In the 2010s, 27. And so far in this decade, which is more than half over, 12. That's the ball game right there.
Sports are part of a small town's identity, not just in Arkansas, but throughout the South, throughout our country. When you lose that, your town loses an identity, and over time you lose hope. And I realize I'm getting in some areas people don't like getting into, and I'll live with that. But I've just watched it, and it is a byproduct. And I'm going to tell you something Ryan Silverfield's doing that I like. I like the fact that he's signing in-state kids. I don't know if they're any better than the out-of-state kids. I have no idea. We'll find out when they get here. But I think it's important for high school football players in our state to feel like they can come play for the Razorbacks. I think that's important. I think it's important for towns to see that. It's part of their identity. It's part of who they are. And you never know when one of them is going to produce the next Traylon Burks or somebody like that, or Darren McFadden or someone. but you got to put yourself in a position to get those kids and to have them out there in the first place.
I appreciate you saying all that. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Roger and the team are always there to help.
I love it. I've been doing this for 53 years, and one of the things I love most about it is our customers. Part of what makes me love the retail business is just the interaction with my customers.
Macadoodle, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I'd like to go to Augusta National.
I would like.
Never been.
I like how you say it better too. Augusta. It's phonetically pleasing.
Well, I strive to be phonetic.
I know you do.
It's one of my goals every morning.
It's a good one.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
7:39. What a morning. Glad you're here. Bo is gone. He's on a jet plane.
Not forever.
Not forever. He's on a jet plane, and he and Kara are off to some foreign land for their honeymoon. And if they make it back alive, Bo will be here a week from Monday. So, hey, hope they have a great time. It's National Coconut Cream Pie Day today, and Riley's favorite's apple. Bart's favorite's apple. What was your favorite, Edward? Pumpkin. I am a coconut cream pie guy. I think it's awesome, and I'm glad it has its glad that it has its own day. Mother's Day Sunday.
How about that?
Yeah. If you've not done your work there, you're about to run out of time.
Do it now.
Blakeman's. Blakeman's is a pretty good last-minute answer. Jewelry is always a good last-minute answer, isn't it? Has it ever failed you? Blakeman's is, first off, it's where Arkansas gets engaged. Bo got engaged there. It's part of the reason he's off on a nice honeymoon. So he went, they're not going to say no. And, but Mother's Day, though, mom will be happy. Wife will be happy. Kids' mom will be happy. Blakeman's, the purple bag, you cannot go wrong. You're always a winner, regardless of the day. Blakeman's, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. We have not checked in with Mark Pope today. We got a text. Jesse in Springdale was talking about Kentucky and Cal and all this stuff, and it sparked a thought that we've checked in on Mark Pope every day this week. He went online earlier in the week and basically told Kentucky fans that, I've been missing you. And
Big Blue Nation,
yeah.
It has been a busy 6 weeks, and I've missed you. It's time to talk some hoops, so drop a question below, and I'll hit you back.
And they've been dropping questions. And he's been hitting them back. We played the first segment of his responses yesterday.
Yes.
Is this a new segment?
Yes.
Is this a new batch?
This is another three plus minutes.
All right, play it.
We don't have to listen to it all, but if you want to stop and hear
we might need to.
Okay.
Yeah, play
well, let's hear what he has to say.
All right, Big Blue Nation, let's hit it. At Big Blue Kodak with 2 Ks, how does the staff evaluate international prospects and what their impact would be in the SEC?
Good
so
question.
we
Great
go by
question.
film, we go by analytics, we go by league, especially how it incorporates the SEC because there's so many different levels of league. We evaluate age and trajectory. We have innumerable contacts in the States, in the NBA, and in EuroLeague that we can go to for references to get feedback on players. And then most importantly, when we can, we need to go see guys, especially those guys that we're not sure on. Laying eyes on the guys can be the difference maker. At JustMe71, how come you flew overseas to see an athlete that had already been committed? That's not true. At JCHawks_BBN, what type of role and style do you have in mind for Ousmane Ndiaye? And what should BBN know about him? Also, most of us probably need a pronunciation guide on his name. It's Ousmane Ndiaye. Ousmane.
That's enough. Those are not the questions.
No.
That
they're
Kentucky
not.
fans want answered.
No.
I mean, Kentucky fans are not sitting around at the diner this morning. Hey, I wonder why, how does he evaluate his international players? Now, some of them may be saying, what did he go all the way over there to Israel for to watch that guy when he'd already committed to LSU? Now, that might be something that they're asking. We printed out some of the questions. We read a few of them yesterday. Frank, who will be our coach next season? That's a personal favorite. And Monty's, will you take your buyout in a lump sum or in a payment plan? There's a new one from Carl. Carl, how does it feel to be responsible for the death of the University of Kentucky? Not just the basketball
The
program,
whole university.
the entire university. He's brought it down. That's what people want to know. Nobody's asking about this stuff. I still wonder who made him do that. And I admire his on-air enthusiasm for it. I mean, he does make it sound like he, genuinely has missed hearing from the Kentucky fans, but I know better. You guys know better too. He doesn't want any part of that. All right, we got behind a minute ago, and I got to catch up here and hit a break. 877-377-6963. We've been talking about the expansion of the NCAA tournament. We'll get back to that when we return. Baseball today at 4. Softball played yesterday. Now they await word about the big dance. It's all coming up, 7:45. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Don't be talking down to people, Bart.
I'm going to talk down to people when they're wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you've been thinking about a new truck, now's the time to head over to Chevy of Fayetteville. Supplier pricing is backed by popular demand for the final days of Chevy Truck Month, and that means some seriously big savings. With over 200 new Chevys in stock and ready for immediate delivery, finding the right one has never been easy. Go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville inside the Fayetteville Auto Park, or visit ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Together, let's drive. Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamworks COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. When we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy, and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork. If you've been settling for a light beer that just doesn't quite do it, it's time to try Flight by Yuengling. With nearly 200 years of tradition behind every sip and only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs in every can. Whether you're golfing, at a tailgate, or just hanging out in the backyard with friends, Flight delivers real beer flavor without the extra calories. Light beer and a full beer taste. That's something you don't have to apologize for. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. With Arkansas baseball, softball, and basketball seasons in full swing, there's no better place to catch all the action than Walk-On Sports Bistro. With more than 60 TVs at every location, you won't miss a single play. Enjoy mouth-watering Louisiana favorites like Po' Boys and Gumbo, plus the best burgers, craft beers, and cocktails that keep fans coming back. It's incredible food and a game day atmosphere like none other. With 5 locations across Arkansas, it's Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this. Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool and a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because
that's all I wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Paschal Pro Path to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Paschal member signed up today through the end of May, Paschal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Paschal Pro Path and help support kids in your community. Join today at PaschalProPath.org.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager, first pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America, it's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager, crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager,
switch to light lager,
and stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Chuck and I have been doing radio our entire lives. We've been doing shows like this our entire lives. But I feel like we've been having these same conversations for 30 years, Chuck. And it is basically, how do we win at football?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Speaking of football, Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports. He's going to join us in the next hour, bottom of the hour. As a matter of fact, we'll talk to him, among other things, about the expansion of the college football playoff. Expansion is the word of the day. The NCAA basketball tournament, it's official now, or all but official. The men and the women as well, going to a 76-team format. We just don't have enough 50-point blowouts right now on the women's side. We need a couple more. So they're going to put that. They're going to have 76 teams on the women's side, 76 teams on the men's side. Football, it seems as though the 24-team playoff now is inevitable. I want to get into this a little bit in the next hour. It's interesting to me. The American Football Coaches Association put out a statement earlier this week during their convention or meeting or whatever it's called, saying basically that any conversation about a college football playoff should include the maximum number of teams possible. The American College Football Association, as a group anyway, they are for the expansion of the college football playoff, for it. On the basketball side, the coaches, by and large, are against it. I've not heard a single one. Now, I've not heard a lot of quotes from, the coach at Robert Morris or the coach at Howard or the coach at Merrimack. I've not heard from these guys, but I have heard a lot of comments from the guys from the power schools. And I've not heard a single one say, yeah, man, that's a good idea. We've been clamoring for this. I just think that's interesting, that on the football side, the coaches are for expansion, and on the basketball side, the coaches are saying, I'm not sure this is really such a good idea. But Brandon will be here. We'll talk some more about that in the next hour. I don't know what you guys have planned for the weekend. I have not yet set aside the required 10 or 15 minutes to watch Breaking Bart.
Oh, no.
I know it's going to come at some point this weekend. At some point over the course of the next 48 hours, I'm going to become so hopelessly bored that I'm going to say, all right.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking. Actually, it is incredibly well done. You guys made every turn on this is funny. And I am looking forward to watching it this
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun to do.
It's every golfer's fantasy.
Yeah,
You'll see me in it. You'll see.
I
me
know.
featured.
I saw you in a trailer clip.
That's
I think back, in the background.
It turned out great.
It was great.
It was a fun day, a fun experience. It's a little different when you've got a crowd following you and you're wearing a mic and you're playing, as opposed to just going out there on the weekend with your buddies. But it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's a lot like when the Razorbacks come to town. If you live in Fayetteville, it's not unusual to see a Razorback football player at the grocery store. So when you do, it's not that big a deal. Well, you could run into Bart anywhere in Fayetteville. I mean, pick your spot. He's a man about town, everywhere. But when he goes to Mountain Home, when he goes to Big Creek, that's a whole different deal out there.
And you can go
it
there. It
doesn't happen every day.
You can go there too. Big Creek has just released brand new home sites right on the golf course. It's an awesome place, an awesome golf course. The first new construction in 20 years, premium properties in a safe, welcoming community that's surrounded by the beauty of the Ozarks. And it is beautiful. It's a beautiful golf course, a beautiful place. Go big and go home. Visit bigcreekgolf.com today for more information.
I know we're a long way away from this, Bart, but I could see you retiring in a place like Mountain Home, living in a community like Big Creek, basically being the resident pro,
It'd be pretty
the
great.
resident expert on just about everything. 7:55, more coming up. Good morning. You know, I love talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Bo's latest selling experience is a perfect example of why. Within 5 minutes of listing his home, Bo had a showing, and just 2 days later, he had an offer. And just like my own experience with them, they took care of everything from start to finish. That's what you get when you work with a trained real estate professional. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been turning houses into homes since 1978, serving Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Branson. For more information, log on to WeicherGriffin.com.
There are some traditions in Arkansas that we pass down from generation to generation, and at Blakeman's, they believe your jewelry should be one of them. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've spent over 35 years helping families celebrate their most meaningful moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. This Mother's Day, honor the woman who started it all with a gift as remarkable as she is. From brilliant diamonds to modern-day essentials for daily wear, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, celebrating Arkansas families since 1987. Are you still looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift? This Friday, May 8th, for one day only, Swetnam Cosmetics is hosting a Mother's Day refresh at the spa at Fort Smith. 1 day of huge specials on Botox, fillers, skincare, IV cocktails, supplements, and even $10 B12 shots. Shop online all day at shopswetnamcosmetic.com or stop by the Fort Smith location for help in person. Guys, it's an easy gift for mom, and ladies, it's an easy win for yourself. It's 1 day only, Friday, May 8th. Visit shopswetnamcosmetic.com.
Interviews, highlights, behind-the-scenes access, and so much more. Varsity Vibe is your go-to for high school athletics in Arkansas. Learn the stories of coaches and players in our Varsity Vibe podcast. See the biggest plays and the best performances highlighted on our social media platforms. And if newsletters are more your style, we've got that too. High school sports at your fingertips. Varsity Vibe, elevating the game.
I don't want Lane Kiffin at LSU. I want weird stuff going on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Hills.
We talk a lot about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because our experience has been great. And Bo, you're going through it again right now.
For the second time. My son's a first-time home buyer. Him and his wife got a beautiful home. And for me, I just turned it over to them. They gave me a few things to sign, and it took all the work off my plate. And I just sit back and watch it happen.
That's what happens when you deal with a trained real estate professional. And that's what they are at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can log on to WeicherGriffin.com.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You and Bart are going to be rolling around in the home.
Okay.
No, let's not get carried away.
Well, that's a great topic.
You're putting a few too many years on me here.
Well, hold on, though. That's a great topic. You in a assisted living home, and you holding court, and you being pissed off at people. That's a great topic.
Bart's
What does
gonna have an
Bart
illegal
look like
pudding
at
racket.
86? What does an 86-year-old Bart look like in an assisted living home where he's in there holding court and telling people he's going to run the place? He's going to run the place. And then, he's going to maybe get thrown out. Do people get thrown out of assisted living?
They do.
places?
They do. There are many, and I'm one of them, you've been through this with your parents. And I went through it with both my parents. You see some of the most incredible things, some of the funniest things you've ever seen in your life. And all you can do is laugh when you get in that situation. And I suspect Bart will provide a few of those moments when the time comes, and I hope I do too.
I can see it. Can you see it, Bart?
No,
You can't.
not right now.
Come on. No, that's way too far out for Bart. Bart did not think about that.
Well, yeah. I'm just talking about, you and dealing with people. And get out of my room.
Well, I mean, look, nobody wants to be invaded.
There will always be
the good
another
part
Doug
is you can
Shouse.
say those things at that age and
People brush it
completely
off.
get away with it. I mean, completely get away with it.
Can you imagine Bart having a podcast at 86 and completely saying
The
whatever
whole
he
world's
wants?
going to hell in a handbasket.
Whatever he wants to say. Totally, kind of like the show, but you just another level.
Yeah.
Just on another level. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I would argue that sometimes a Big Mac is like,
Hey,
that's
when-
gourmet, man.
hey,
I'll take it.
When
Like,
you're hungry, it's
yeah.
not bad.
If you made me pick a meal, like, hey, you could have anything. Like, if I was dying tomorrow, if I'm going to the electric chair, I'm probably gonna have a Big Mac.
No.
Are you
serious? Not a chance.
Tell me something that's better.
You don't go to the electric chair every day. I mean, you just don't. I mean, it calls for a Big Mac. I mean, it really does.
Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm at my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Madden.
Oh, what a massive Friday it has already been, and we're not done yet. We've got an entire hour of programming
Just
coming
for
up
you.
on the Chuck and Bo Show, just for you, as we head into the weekend. Bo is embarked on his honeymoon. Got married. Was it last week? Was it last week he got married? I think it was.
I think
Yeah.
Week
was it
before last?
week. I think it's been
we-
a couple
yeah,
weeks.
week
Yeah.
before last.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they got married recently, is the bottom line. Bo and Kara, and so they're off on a honeymoon. And foreign country, as you would imagine, passports, whole deal. So Bo's going to be gone today and throughout all of next week.
I think we should pick a different country to say that they've gone to
Yeah.
every hour of the show.
It's off in Barbados.
Yeah, off in Estonia.
Yeah. He went to
Where-
Slovenia
Yeah.
on his
Yeah. I've heard it's gorgeous this time
on
of
his
year.
honeymoon. And I just had this vision of Bo like a pack mule today at the airport. He's married now, so he's got to carry all the luggage. He's got stuff he's just like a pack mule. Walking through the airport, trying to save pennies, not checking his bags. One thing I do know about Bo, he did not sit in the back of the plane. He did not have to go very far into the plane before sitting down. That is one thing I'm certain about with our boy. So
There's some truth to that.
there's a lot of truth to that. I know exactly what I'm talking about on that. But so he's gone, and we're just kind of carrying on and doing the best we can. And we're glad you're here. The NCAA basketball tournament, it's now official. 68-76, men and women. Not just the men's tournament, but the women's tournament too. And there's, as you might imagine, a good bit of reaction to that. Some good, some bad. Brandon Marcello is going to be with us at the bottom of the hour too. They're talking about expanding the football playoff. The football coaches love it. The basketball coaches, not so much. And we're going to talk some about that. Why one side feels good about the expansion of their playoff, and basketball guys wonder if it's really in order. Baseball series, Arkansas and Oklahoma. They're going to start early at 4:00 today. It was scheduled to be a 6:00 start. There's some rain in the forecast tonight, so they moved it up to 4 in hopes they can get it in. They don't want to have to play a doubleheader tomorrow. And we are at the point in the season where you really do not want a rain out, because rainouts affect standings. And not just that, rainouts take away the opportunity to get a much-needed win, whether you're Arkansas or Oklahoma. You want to play 3 games this weekend. Ideally, you want to win them all. But you want to beat that other side, because that enhances your chances. We had Matt Jones a little bit earlier from Whole Hog Sports. He spoke to Kendall Rogers yesterday of D1 Baseball. And I share this thought, and I've shared it all along. Arkansas is not out of the hosting picture. Now, I'm not saying that's the end-all, be-all, but I don't think they're out of that picture, and I've never thought they were really out of it. Now, they were out of the group, that would, if the postseason started today, there have been many times, and today's one of them. Arkansas would still be on the outside looking in. But I still think there's an opportunity to play your way into the 15th or 16th national seed, which is going to get you a hosting spot in the first round. Obviously, they've got to win this series this weekend. They've got to win the series against Kentucky next weekend. And I don't know that they can go one and done at the SEC tournament. But I don't think it's out of the picture. Now, as I say that, I don't think that's a guarantee of anything. I hope they play here because it's fun for the fans. But they've made it to Omaha at other people's ballparks before too. Softball team lost yesterday at the conference tournament. They're one and done down there. Not sure about these single elimination tournaments now, but that's the way they're doing it. So now Bart, softball guy, tell us how this works. They come back now. Is the selection show this Sunday?
It is.
How does it work?
Selection show.
Shout out Bart, softball guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Selection show is on Sunday. The Razorbacks will find out their fate. They will be a host. They will be a national seed. It's just a matter of how high up the seed ladder they'll be. I think they'll be a top 4 national seed, and who they're matched up against, who gets sent here, and who the opposing super regional is. As of yesterday, going into yesterday's action, Softball America, their projection had Arkansas as the number 2 national seed. Will Arkansas be the number 2 seed? I don't know. Probably more like a 3, maybe even a 4 seed. We'll see. I think Alabama and Oklahoma are probably going to be your top 2 seeds in the tournament in one order or the next. So it all starts next weekend. It'll be at Bogle Park, and it'll be a fun time.
877-377-6963. Jesse is on the line in Springdale. Jesse, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How's it going?
So it's going good.
Good.
Friday, finally. So I watched the Breaking Bart episodes on YouTube yesterday. I had a few comments, if that's all right. First of all, Bart, I have to say, in my head, the way you described the way you play made me think that you were slightly better than me. I have to say, I think you're a little better than that.
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine, like, the pressure of having that many people there, and you've already said, I'm going to do this, and you have to deliver. So I have to assume that what you shot was probably 5 or 6 strokes over what you would have shot if you were just out there playing with your friends.
I think that's probably a fair assessment.
I say the 2 things I was most impressed with was I think you hit your woods much better than I do, and you had 2 really good shots out of the bunker to get on the green. So the woods and the bunker shots were definitely better than mine.
Bard, every facet of his game will impress you. Maybe not every shot, but over the course of 89 strokes, you'll realize he's got every shot in his bag. He's got every single one of them.
All right.
Jesse, how long did it take you to watch that? How long did it take you to watch it?
I mean, they were both 10-minute videos.
Okay, yeah.
30 minutes with ads.
Well, see, Clay had texted me, and he's trying to decide how he wants to block off his weekend. And he was curious about how much time he needed to block off. And I thought, well, no more than a half hour, but that's
it's about 10 minutes. The video itself is about 10
It sounds like Jesse watched both episodes.
Yes, that's exactly right. 1 and 2. And just, Jesse, I mean, it sounds like you're more impressed with Bart now than ever.
Yes. And with all respect, Bart, I would love to see that on a little tighter course. Now, I didn't see all of what Big Creek looks like. I've never played it. But it looks pretty wide open, not a whole lot of water hazards, not a lot of up and down. I'd like to see you do that out of like Big Sugar, where the fairways are tight with dog legs.
There are I understand that. There's a lot more water than it looks like in the video. There are a lot more holes with water, and there are some holes that are pretty tight from a driving perspective, where water comes into play.
It's a tough course.
Or there's there's OB right off the fairway, that sort of situation. So it's tighter than it looks on some of the holes that you saw in the video, for sure. It's a tough golf course, but a really fun one as well.
I'll say this though, man, your putt on 18 was coming in hot. I thought that was very fortunate that it didn't like take a bounce and roll out.
Well, there's a lot of adrenaline, obviously, pumping right then. I mean,
Yeah. Well, maybe it's too many cookies in England.
well,
I'm not sure.
yeah. He took the break out of it with that putt, though. I mean, it was.
I started outside the hole.
I know you did. I know. Jesse, thank you. Thank you for the review of Breaking Bart. That's got to make you feel good, Bart.
Yeah, that
when you're
was,
someone like that.
that was positive.
You know, you
That was
gave him 20,
positive.
30 good minutes on
Hey,
a Friday morning.
That's
Felt compelled to call in right after he watched it.
that's look, man. You got to give the people what they want.
Well, it was. Well, I mean, obviously it's what Jesse wanted, and Clay's interested enough to ask how long it lasts. So
Yeah.
that's
It's about 10 minutes. Go to the Chuck and Bo Show YouTube channel. That's where you'll find it.
Where is the next one, by the way?
We have to decide that. There have been a lot of courses that have inquired.
Should we turn this into a bidding process?
Got one yesterday on the text line of somebody who wanted me to come down to Glenwood and play Glenwood Country Club.
I'll tell you once you
which
come play.
is apparently a very nice golf course.
I'm going to tell you who
And
wants you to come play. Seriously, they want you to come to El Dorado. I'm going to go to El Dorado in June, and they want you to come.
Oh,
and put on a clinic, of course, for the children.
Well, yes.
And
always starts with
then Mystic Creek's a great course, from what I understand. And the word on the street is that they'll roll out the red carpet for you. It'll be unlike anything you've ever experienced before in your life.
Let's
now,
do
some
it.
of this I'm just making up.
Yeah, I figured most of it.
And I'm buying them. I hope they can cash this check. Basically, is what I'm saying. Because I might be taking some liberties with their excitement about having you in town, but there was conversation about playing golf at Mystic Creek. There was conversation.
All right.
About that. All right, what to watch. Brought to you by Macadoodles. It's Friday, and we know what that means. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they've got that tasting bar open. You can try all the different spirits that they've got available at Macadoodles. It's more than just a liquor store. They got all kinds of stuff going on in there to make your weekend fun. Competitive pricing and the best assortment of beer, wine, and spirits that you're going to find anywhere. So, Bart, what are we watching besides obviously Breaking Bart?
Breaking Bart, Chuck and Bo Show YouTube channel out now, available anytime. Baseball team in action this weekend, 24th ranked Oklahoma. If you're not going out to Baum Walker Stadium to watch all three games, we'll be on SEC Network Plus this weekend, starting today at 4 o'clock. If you haven't heard, that game's been moved up 2 hours, originally scheduled for 6. Now at 4 o'clock, due to weather concerns later in the evening. Saturday's game is at 2 o'clock, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Also, NBA playoffs going on. You can watch all of that and so much more, thanks to the era of streaming. I mean, just pick something. There's always something to watch. But
you guys watching the
Razorbacks,
NBA
SEC
playoffs?
Network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goes first.
Hang on just a second. Hogs SEC Network Plus
All
weekend.
All three games on
All three games.
Plus.
All right.
Streaming only.
You guys watching the NBA playoffs? Edward, you are, I know.
Yes, of course.
Was it Oklahoma City last night? What was the deal? I didn't stay up for the end of the game, but I saw a picture this morning, and all the Lakers players are surrounding the referees.
Yes.
Like after the game, you got all these big, tall dudes and a really short referee right there in the middle. And I'm just going to say he did not look safe.
No.
He did not look safe.
No.
And the Lakers were mad.
Austin Reeves,
Arkansas's own, was, he's 6'5". The ref's about 5'9". I mean, he's feeling big. He got big on him.
I think the bottom line is that this has been kind of bubbling under the surface for a while now with NBA teams and players who are getting really tired of the way the Oklahoma City Thunder are officiated.
Are they floppers?
They are. That's putting it mildly.
Foul
Some would
merchants?
say that it's
They are foul
the
merchants.
greatest assembly of floppers that the league has ever seen.
Wow,
Some would
that's
say.
a
it's-
bold statement.
It's very
in a
bad.
league of floppers. That is a bold statement.
Chuck, you know I love basketball. I love watching basketball. It's really hard to watch the Thunder play. And I know we've got a lot of Thunder fans who listen to our show.
You got former Razorbacks.
You got former Razorbacks there.
Fighting words.
But it's really hard to watch them play because of that. And I think frustration's finally boiled over. And look, it's going to take things like this happening for something to change, because that's the only way it's going to change is by other players calling out the refs and calling out the players on the team. LeBron called out Alex Caruso during the game, which I thought was really funny. So yeah. But you know, the real basketball teams play tonight.
That's right. The New York Knickerbockers play
Knicks
tonight.
and the San Antonio Spurs play
Knicks,
tonight.
Big game
Knicks,
threes.
Knicks up 2-0. Spurs up 2-0. No,
1-1.
it's 1-1. That's right. They
1-1.
They lost it.
Head
all.
into Minnesota.
How could I forget?
Prime Video.
877-377-6963. It is already 8:18. And this is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
We're full service here. We're like the concierge of sports talk radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astro Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutopark.com. That's FayettevilleAutopark.com. This is Chuck Barrett, and I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye Associates for my recent cataract surgery. They took great care of me. You have to have good vision to be the voice of the Razorbacks, and I'm glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye. I learned patients of all ages have a lot of options when it comes to modern surgery to reduce or even eliminate your eyeglasses. They've been taking care of patients for over 50 years, and that says a lot. So for your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville. Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. Because when we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
There are some traditions in Arkansas that we pass down from generation to generation, and at Blakeman's, they believe your jewelry should be one of them. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've spent over 35 years helping families celebrate their most meaningful moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. This Mother's Day, honor the woman who started it all with a gift as remarkable as she is. From brilliant diamonds to modern-day essentials for daily wear, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, celebrating Arkansas families since 1987.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, there are negatives that are you can point to fairly readily, and I don't mean that against any of them. We've all got negatives.
Let's talk about that.
I'm not going to lie.
What are they?
But I'm not going to talk about it either.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The responses are rolling in off the text machine. All we really have to do is have a call to action, and the people respond. And Bart, I mean, people are offering to set you up on golf courses literally all over, I would say the world, but really all over Arkansas. I mean, you got offers to go to what's this, Chamberlain down in Danville.
Chamberlain.
You ever played that?
I've been down there. It's a great course, great people.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. You'd like to go back, wouldn't you?
Let's do it.
Did you have to pay when you played before?
I did not. I played in a tournament down there.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you paid then if you played in a tournament. Who else wants you here? Texarkana Country Club.
I would love to play.
Bobby in Ashdown evidently has a connection there. Because he's texted a couple of times. And don't be suggesting like these private clubs unless you can get Bart on.
Or unless you know somebody who can make it happen.
I mean, if you can make it happen.
This is a whole thing, right? Like this is a Chuck and Bo Show experience. When we do this, we make a big deal out of it.
There's a course in Glenwood. I've heard about this for years and years and years. The course in Glenwood.
Somebody texted in about that yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Glenwood Country Club. I have heard nothing but great things about it. And I know people take trips down there specifically to go play and stay at the golf course.
Bart is working on what, those of us in the business call a rider. Which basically are the requirements that you have to meet if you want Bart to come to your golf course. And
they are not not big stipulations.
Well, it was funny though. It was funny when we started all this. There was one requirement. Just let me play. That basically was it. Now it's like green M&Ms. You got to have Diet Coke. You got to have like some kind of energy drink. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Cliff Bars, all these things you have to have if Bart's going to come to your town. But if you can meet that criteria, you'll.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people want you there. All right, coming up at the bottom of the hour. This is going to be a quick segment. I'm sorry about that. I messed up the timing a little bit earlier. Brandon Marcello. CBS Sports is going to be here. I want to know, Bart, well, I'll just get your thoughts before we go to Brandon. Why are the football coaches for expanding the playoff, but the basketball coaches, at least the power conference coaches that I've heard, are against the expansion of the NCAA tournament? Why do you think there's such a difference there? Or is it apples and apples?
I think it's a little bit of apples to oranges.
Okay.
I think it's with football, it comes down to the coaches wanting more access to the playoffs, so they make more money.
Yeah, they don't get fired either.
They don't get fired. They make more money. Look, a 9-3 season in the SEC is pretty doggone good, and they want to make the playoff, by God, because it means they get $100 million bonus or something like that.
A lot of them are thinking about their staffs too, because everybody gets a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's bonuses involved if you make the college football play.
Well, and
I'm certain of that.
There's more. There will be more money in the sport. There will be more money for coaches. There will be more money to pay players. As opposed to the NCAA basketball tournament, where this is not happening for monetary reasons. The amount of money being generated by this expansion is negligible.
Got it on the second try. That was good.
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say a different word. And
No,
then I
it was
changed
good.
midway,
You changed mid-word. I understand.
What I was gonna say is it's negligent to the sport, but it is, which it is.
I
but,
would be negligent if I didn't hit a break.
yeah,
So
let's do it.
we got to do that. Brandon Marcello's next. This is the Chuck and Bo Show, 827. Good morning.
Are we a bunch of idiots or what?
Yes, we are. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Pascal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Pascal member signed up today through the end of May, Pascal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Pascal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at PascalProPath.org.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and when it comes to a roof or remodel, let me recommend Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky on what you can expect.
We're going to be there when we say we're going to be there. We're going to have really high-quality people that are going to be there that are extremely talented at what they do. You're going to get more than what you bargained for.
And Teamwork Roofing and Construction now offers financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by teamwork. There's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Will Chuck and I still be doing a show when Arkansas wins a national championship in football?
No. And I'm no.
We'll all be dead and gone.
No.
Well, what about Everett? Will he be here to see it?
What about What about Bennett?
What about my son?
Yeah, what about
No.
Bennett? He's not even. How old's Bennett? 2?
He'll be 2 1 month from now.
I mean, there's.
Now, why do you say that?
My point is, there is no evidence.
Okay, good.
There is no evidence whatsoever that points to that.
How about Ryder,
based on
my grandkid?
what we have
Ryder's slightly
today?
older.
Does my grandkid have a chance
Sure,
at a
maybe-
lifetime
maybe
football
so.
national
Maybe so.
championship?
What about Ryder's children?
I don't
So
even
that's
know.
the near future.
Yeah.
That's the near future.
Look, I mean,
Now, come on, Bart. Why do you say that?
because there's no evidence to support the idea that Arkansas is anywhere remotely close to competing for a national championship in football. There's zero evidence to
What if
point
they
to
get
that.
lucky?
Well, you know,
I disagree slightly.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But
I'll tell you why. But go ahead.
There's nothing that says that this roster, that this coaching staff, that anything is remotely close to winning a championship.
Well, they just got here.
Well, I know.
And they would have said
know.
this. In fairness, they would have said the same thing about Signetti when he got to Indiana.
Sure, maybe so. And sure, you can catch lightning in a bottle, but there are so many other sports that are an awful lot closer to winning a national championship here than.
But does it
than
matter?
football.
I'm talking about not to that team and the program. I'm talking about the fan base, which is every Arkansan that cares anything about the Razorbacks. Does it matter? If you win every single championship in 18 other sports, does it matter?
It should, because you're not going to win one in football anytime soon.
Yeah, but whether it should or not, it doesn't change whether it does.
I understand that. I do. I really do.
You know, Oaklawn and Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel. Enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com.
I'd like to go to Augusta National.
I would like.
Never been.
I like how you say it better too. Augusta. It's phonetically pleasing.
I strive to be phonetic.
I know you do.
It's one of my goals every morning.
It's a good one.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Got to get around early if you're going to the baseball game. Arkansas and Oklahoma moved from 6 to 4. They're going to play at 4 o'clock this afternoon, trying to beat the weather. They're going to have some thunderstorm activity, or so the forecast says, perhaps later on this evening. So they're going to get that in. Again, 4 o'clock at Baum-Walker Stadium. Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports, friend of the Chuck and Bo Show, joins us on the line right now. Brandon, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Are you on the road today? Is that what I heard in the background here?
I got back off the road. We took a couple of days off to go to Universal Studios with the kid for his late Christmas gift. So it was fun.
That's always a fun time. Is the 2014 college football playoff done? I mean, is that essentially? I mean, should we just go ahead and operate as though that's going to be the case next year?
It certainly seems like we're trending that way. I think with the Big Ten in a lot of ways over the past calendar year, holding the SEC's feet to the fire and continuing to drum up support from the other conferences, in addition to just the natural progression or regression of what do you want to say of the revenue sharing era and the schools realizing they need more money and being more open to trying new things. I think we are certainly moving that direction. And the coaches support this, of course, and the AFCA this week said, hey, we want an expanded playoff. The reason why they, want that is because they'll get bonuses, if they make the postseason. A lot of these coaches in their contracts have it built in. Hey, you get this amount of money if you make the playoff or field. It's just the way it is. The college football world is always been driven by money, but now more so than ever.
Is this good for the college football fan or not? I mean, we think sometimes more games to watch is good. Big picture, though, I mean, is this good or bad?
If you're a casual fan and someone who doesn't really watch college football that much, yes, because you get to sit on your couch, on your butt, and watch more games, and you get to watch games that are packaged as being more dramatic and having more on the line and stakes with the playoff. If you're a hardcore fan or someone who actually actively roots for a team and tries to go to home games, and probably not, because one, prices are going to continue to rise, and two, you're going to have probably at some point in the future less games to even go to at home, because if this thing does expand to 24 teams, at some point you're going to have to sit back and go, all right, we've got to shorten the season. We got to figure some things out. And not just from the standpoint of everybody going, well, we need to get rid of conference championship games. No, I think that the next kind of evolution of all this, in my opinion, is they're going to want the season to end earlier in January. The coaches want that. Everybody wants that. And really the only way to do that is either start the playoff immediately after the season, which makes a lot of sense, or two, maybe and if you do that, maybe you have to shrink the regular season down to 11 games or even 10 games. I'm just throwing that out there because at some point these players are being asked to do more and more, right? And they're not being consulted with. They're not being asked what they want. And unless we start getting into a collective bargaining situation, which doesn't seem to be any closer than now than it was, in the past, then what are the players' voices going to be heard about this? And at some point, they're going to go, listen, we didn't ask to sign up to play more games. We want to be able to make this more negotiable. So, I think the idea of expanding things and doing more games might sound exciting to people, but there's always, I say, unintended consequences. But everything we've changed over the last 5 years, Chuck, in college athletics has led to more headaches, right? Because there's situations where we just don't think of. And if you're adding more games to a football schedule that's already tight and already extends into late January, there are going to be a lot of headaches that we're probably not even really thinking about right now.
I think August football is coming.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely.
I think we're very close to basically the college football season beginning in the middle of August.
Yeah, I agree. And it's crazy because I remember just a few years ago being out in Arizona talking with some commissioners and some athletic directors. We're talking about week 0, right? And they're saying, like, well, we can't be playing games that early because it's so hot at a lot of these locales in the South. And we're talking about health and safety and all that. And now it's just like, no, let's move the season up to week 0. So everybody's going to be starting in week 0 here in the next year or two. And you're right, with the schedule being the way it is, and we're talking about playing games till late January, that will be an idea that's pushed out there by someone. It certainly will be.
See, I've wondered in the back of my mind, I just want to get your thoughts on this before we move on. In the back of my mind, I thought, if you make them play in August, that's what's going to lead to collective bargaining because some guy's going to drop out, and that's going to be it. And at that point, you'll have real discussion about what's going on in college football. I may be wrong, but I think playing 2 weeks of football in 100-degree weather, I think you're asking for trouble. And I just wonder if that's not the thing that's going to spark some sort of collective bargaining discussion.
At some point, something is going to spark.
Yeah, something will. Something will.
Something's going to, and that might very well be.
I mean, I'm just guessing. No.
I mean, listen. It's a valid thing to look at because these are the things that the players aren't really thinking about because they just kind of do what they're told and they're trying to capitalize as much as they can with NIL, so they're not really complaining. But at some point, you're going to keep asking more and more of these players, and the players who aren't making $1 million a year, they're going to be like, this is kind of BS. We're not maybe necessarily mad that we're not making as much as the next guy, but you're literally asking us to risk our health, our well-being, and number 3, the most valuable thing in our lives is time. That's at some point there will be a breaking point with this collective bargaining idea because they're going to have to bring the players to the table. And I don't care what anybody says, saying that players don't want to be employees or whatever. But you continue to ask them this, and there's money involved. That will have to happen. That's just what the world is.
Visiting with Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports. The basketball tournament's expanding too. Expansion's the word of the day. I find it interesting that on the football side, all the Power 5, Power 4, whatever the number is now, all the power coaches are for it. Basketball, I've not heard very many of the power coaches say they are for the expansion of the tournament. First off, what's your thought on the basketball tournament growing, and why do you think one set of coaches is for it and the other might not be so much?
You know, what is fascinating about that, Chuck, is that the studies show that this expanded tournament will actually help the power conference teams more so than the mid-tier programs. You know, we kind of assume that if you expand the tournament, then yes, that maybe we'll see more like a St. Bonaventure getting involved or something like that. No, if you look at the numbers, and in fact, go look at the teams that were left out this season, what you would see is a team like an Auburn get into the field that was 17-16, one game over 500, and their record would have been, I think, the worst for an at-large team in the field ever if they had made it, and they were just on the outside looking in. Well, they would be in the tournament. This, I won't think of necessarily rewards more mid-level programs. It's actually just going to get laid to the SEC, the Big 12, the ACC, and the Big 10, just getting more teams in and having a larger percentage of the field than, say, the mid programs. And I think in a lot of ways, I would think the power coaches would be in favor of that when they look at that data, because certainly that's being shared with them.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm not sure, and we'll see this prove itself out. You know, who knows? But I think what this is going to end up doing is just providing us more bigger teams, bigger name brand programs in the field. And it provides an opportunity in that opening round now with 12 games or whatever it is. I think the tournament, you know, just looking at it from a casual fan, makes more sense just because you're going to have a 12 versus a 12, a 15 versus 15, instead of the way it's all weirded out now and all that. And it's going to be a little bit more rounded. But those games are just going to involve a lot of the more power programs. So, you know, now we've got, you know, goodness gracious, 5 nights now in that first week of March Madness, where you're going to have a very healthy amount of games, and it's going to become, you know, I don't really have a problem with it because there's just so many basketball programs compared to football programs in the FBS. So I don't really have an issue with it, but it is interesting that, you know, the coaches on the football side, you know, want expansion. Meanwhile, in basketball, like you said, they're just kind of sitting there kind of with their mouths shut.
All right, I got one more football question. We'll get you out of here with this. Is the SEC's demise being exaggerated, or this national narrative that the Big Ten has just blown by them, is that on the money? I mean, how do you see it?
It's a mix of both, and I know it sounds like cop-out, but the reason why I say it is this. The days of one conference dominating all the statistical categories, the superlatives, I should say, from NFL draft picks to national championships, I think those days are gone. So the SEC's big run, I do think, is over in this era. What you're going to see is the Big Ten and the SEC. You're going to see stretches here. Like the Big Ten's got 3 straight national champions now. The SEC will end up having 2 or 3, but the days of winning 6 straight or whatever, those are over. The days of the SEC dominating the conversation in the first round, those days are over. Now, the difference between the SEC and Big Ten right now is that the Big Ten does, and maybe will again this season, has the better top 3 teams in their conference. The SEC has the better 1 through 16. The SEC is deeper. The Big Ten's not as deep, but the top of that conference is better because of, 1, the money. Listen, the Big Ten's got the richest programs in the country. Just go look at their booster bases. And 2, the portal and NIL, of course, and revenue sharing has even the playing field, which has allowed those richer programs, the name brand programs of the Big Ten, to be on a level playing field with the bigger programs in the SEC. And if the programs are more concentrated in the Big Ten, 3 or 4 programs compared to the SEC, where I would argue there are 7 to 8 teams in the SEC that could be on the same level at any point in the next 5 years. That dilutes the product. But the SEC is going to win national championships again, and they may very well win 3 straight, just like the Big Ten. But what you're going to see now is a more competitive base where it's going to be Big Ten, SEC, more so than saying that the Big Ten is going to dominate the conversation in the future.
Brandon, always great to visit with you. Good stuff, and I feel smarter every time you're on the show. So thank you, thank you.
It's just the magic I put on people.
Well, I guess that's it. Well,
I'm always the dumbest person in the room.
You got your
really
mojo working, man. You got your bluff in, that's for sure. Brandon, thanks. I appreciate it.
See you, Chuck.
Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports, joining us on the line. Springtime. That means Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric's on the job. And this spring, they're teaming up with Razorbacks pitcher Colin Fisher and they're supporting youth sports right here in our own backyard. Through the end of May, every new Paschal membership directly benefits Pagnozzi Parker Charities as well as Equipped Northwest Arkansas. These are a couple of local nonprofits that make sure every kid has the opportunity to play sports so you can protect your home and give back. Memberships start at just $8.99 a month. Visit PaschalProPath.org. Sign up and pitch today, 8:47 Friday morning. We'll wrap it up on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, look, this is what we do. We heal the hurting. We touch the hearts. We talk about the things that matter to people.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you've been thinking about a new truck, now's the time to head over to Chevy of Fayetteville. Supplier pricing is backed by popular demand for the final days of Chevy Truck Month, and that means some seriously big savings. With over 200 new Chevys in stock and ready for immediate delivery, finding the right one has never been easy. Go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville inside the Fayetteville Auto Park, or visit ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Together, let's drive.
If you've been settling for a light beer that just doesn't quite do it, it's time to try Flight by Yuengling. With nearly 200 years of tradition behind every sip and only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs in every can. Whether you're golfing, at a tailgate, or just hanging out in the backyard with friends, Flight delivers real beer flavor without the extra calories. Light beer and a full beer taste. That's something you don't have to apologize for. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Looking for tough, reliable equipment from folks who feel like neighbors? WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. They're Big Hog fans, just like you, and they're always ready to help you find the right equipment for your job. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust to get the work done right. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcat machines, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
There are some traditions in Arkansas that we pass down from generation to generation, and at Blakeman's, they believe your jewelry should be one of them. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've spent over 35 years helping families celebrate their most meaningful moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. This Mother's Day, honor the woman who started it all with a gift as remarkable as she is. From brilliant diamonds to modern-day essentials for daily wear, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, celebrating Arkansas families since 1987. Are you still looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift? This Friday, May 8th, for one day only, Swetnam Cosmetics is hosting a Mother's Day refresh at the spa at Fort Smith. One day of huge specials on Botox, fillers, skincare, IV cocktails, supplements, and even $10 B12 shots. Shop online all day at shopswetnamcosmetic.com or stop by the Fort Smith location for help in person. Guys, it's an easy gift for mom, and ladies, it's an easy win for yourself. It's one day only, Friday, May 8th. Visit shopswetnamcosmetic.com.
Hey, it's Bo, and what if home meant waking up to bent grass fairways, mountain views, in a community that actually feels like one? Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas has just released brand new home sites right on the golf course. The first new construction in 20 years. These are premium properties in a safe, welcoming community surrounded by the natural beauty of the Ozarks at a price that might surprise you. Go big and go home. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today. That's BigCreekGolf.com.
Hold on, guys. I want to check the Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric is here to help you lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service.
And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Great
people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutopark.com. That's FayettevilleAutopark.com.
Distribution Solutions Incorporated.
You're not a number here. It's a family atmosphere, and you're going to know who you are, going to know who your kids are, your family is.
DSI knows drivers by name. They're about their people. It feels more like a family than a job, and they know home time matters.
We preach home time, and in essence, that's probably our biggest attribute is just the family atmosphere and knowing our drivers the way we do.
If you're a driver, check out their website, drivedsi.com. All the benefits, all the vacation time, and that home time that matters.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple. If you listen closely, you can actually hear society crumbling. If you listen closely.
You can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're looking for tough, reliable equipment from folks who feel like neighbors, WT Equipment's the answer. They're a locally owned, family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas. Big Hog fans just like you. Always ready to help you find the right equipment for your job. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust to get the work done right. They offer aggressive pricing on skid steers and many excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcat machines, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. Now, we got baseball giveaways this weekend. We were talking about this during the break. Everybody always wants to know, what am I getting at the ballpark today? So tomorrow is Vahiva Aloy Bobblehead Day. That's the word on the street. Is that right?
That is accurate. First 2,000 fans get a Vahiva Aloy bobblehead. Also Senior Day.
Yeah.
Also Senior Day at the ballpark tomorrow.
Well, you think about if they don't host, I mean, this is it. And we've not gone into, maybe you guys can help me with a year here, we've not gone into very many years over the last decade where
the
we,
last home series
yeah,
was
where
the
we've
last
hit the
home
final
series,
weekend
yeah.
of the regular season not knowing if they'd be back.
Yeah.
It's still very much up in the air. Now, look, if they drop 2 of 3 this weekend, pretty good idea Sunday's going to be the last game.
Yeah.
But if they win the series this weekend, or if they sweep the series this weekend, all of a sudden, it kind of becomes a question again. But it's out there for them. I have not for a moment thought, well, I'll say this, as they've gotten hot down the stretch, I've not bought into the narrative of they're not going to be able to host, but they're going to be a really tough number 2 at somebody else's regional. That may be the way it turns out, but I don't believe we're there yet. I think Arkansas could slide into that 16th or 15th national seed. And if they do, they're going to get a regional. They're going to get a regional at Baum Walker Stadium. Now, they're not going to be a national seed, and they might have to go to Los Angeles and play UCLA in the Supers. I mean, who knows? But now it's you got to go win. And it's going to be a moot point if they don't win these 2 series and have at least a halfway decent showing at the conference tournament. But still something to play for. And that's what you want this time of year. Everybody got big plans this weekend, Bart?
Going to try to play some golf this weekend.
Are you? Riley, what do you got?
Going to a wedding.
Okay. Edward,
Mother's
what's on your
Day celebrations
Mother's Day
are
on
in order.
Sunday. That's right. If you've not taken care of that yet, you better get to work.
You're running out of time.
Yeah, you're running out of time. Thing about mom's just going to be happy with you showing up. Thing about the wife, mother of your kids, that's a different deal.
That's right.
You better go do some shopping there. All right, everybody have a great weekend. We'll reconvene on Monday. Thanks for listening to Chuck and Bo Show. Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all